After a wet and miserable qualifying, the one shining light was Carlos Sainz. He's taken his first ever pole position in Formula One and his first pole since Paul Ricard back in 2014 in a junior series. It's all eyes up front though. It's a dry British Grand Prix at the heart of British motorsport. It's RAF Silverstone and its best time of year. Welcome back home to Silverstone. Formula One returns from Montreal and comes home. It's the British Grand Prix at Silverstone. Max Verstappen has won 6 of the opening 9 races so far this year. Red Bull have won 7. That was thanks to Sergio Perez winning in Monaco, Leclerc only winning 2 in Bahrain and Australia. The British Grand Prix at Silverstone kicks off 4 races in 5 weekends here in July. Austria next weekend sees the second sprint event before a week's break. France and Hungary take us to the summer break. Then it's a triple header. Belgium, Netherlands and Italy round out the European season before we head off to Singapore, Japan, United States, Mexico with a double header there before a week's break, and the season rounds out with a double header, one in Sao Paulo and then the last race on the 20th of November in Abu Dhabi. Max Verstappen leads the Drivers' Championship. He's on 175 points. Sergio Perez, 46 points back. Charles Leclerc, 49 points back. Whatever happens here this weekend, Verstappen will leave Silverstone as the championship leader. George Russell, being Mr. Consistency, is still in 4th place, a top 5 in every race so far this year. Carlos Sainz rounds out the top 5. Lewis Hamilton just inside the 100 points mark as well, 98 back. Lando Norris, Valtteri Bottas, Esteban Ocon and Fernando Alonso round out the top 10. On the second page, Pierre Gasly fell back after his race in Montreal. He's 1 point ahead of Kevin Magnussen and Danny Ricciardo. Sebastian Vettel has 14th place as well with 13 points, 2 clear of Yuki Tsunoda. Zhou Guanyu is in 16th. 2 points clear of Alexander Albon and Lance Stroll. Mick Schumacher and Nicholas Latifi still no points on the board. Nico Hülkenberg, of course, still only those 2 races at the start of the year. Still ahead, though, of Nicholas Latifi in terms of finishing results. In the Constructors' Championship, Red Bull lead the way by 76 points. Once again, they'll leave Silverstone going into their home race next weekend as the championship leaders. Ferrari are struggling now as well with some DNFs in the past couple of races. Mercedes 116 points back on their own in 3rd. McLaren are battling Alpine and Alfa Romeo as well for 4th place. AlphaTauri are joining in that battle. They're just holding off Aston Martin versus Haas for 8th and 9th as well, 16 points to 15 points. Williams in 10th on 3 constructors' points. 52 laps ahead of us at the birthplace of Formula One. We're at Silverstone for the 2022 British Grand Prix. Hello everybody, welcome to the British Grand Prix and a bumper build-up as well. We have an hour to go until the lights go out as well here at Silverstone. We'll be bringing you all of the build-up as well, including the national anthem as well. Myself, Ian Birch and Megan Birch will be in the commentary box. Down in the pit lane will be Josh Plays as well. Everybody is ready for a very exciting British Grand Prix. Qualifying was absolutely fantastic, but it all started with a wet and miserable first practice on Friday morning. Let's take a look now at the practice reports. So here's the report then of everything that happened in free practice number 1. It was a complete washout. Just 10 minutes before the start of the session, rain started to come down and completely deluged the track. It was a scene more like from the Bible than a Formula One racetrack. The two Mercedes went out on the track first of all, though. Lewis Hamilton leading George Russell on home soil. Big improvements to their car as well this weekend. Makes them look like they're better than normal. But still, it was not a completely washed out session. Only 10 cars set a lap time, but they got crucial data for what could be a wet weekend weekend for qualifying and the race as well. Valtteri Bottas set the pace as well in the opening practice session. The Alfa Romeo driver clocked a 1:42.249 on the intermediate tyres as well to end the 1 hour session. Lewis Hamilton was second fastest as well, 5/10 off the pace. Carlos Sainz in third and Charles Leclerc fourth, with Mick Schumacher in fifth position. Zhou Guanyu, Kevin Magnussen, Lance Stroll, Yuki Tsunoda and Sebastian Vettel were the only other drivers to complete a lap time in this session. Conditions were so tricky as well, it was impossible to draw any proper conclusions from the opening session as well. No spins as well, but the red flag did come out as well. For a couple of instances, Lance Stroll, caught out by the conditions, brought out the red flag after beaching his Aston Martin in the gravel trap. But it was an opening session that was pretty much forgettable here at Silverstone. But still, Valtteri Bottas top of the timesheets. A nice photo for Alfa Romeo to have. Free practice 2 later on in the day will be much more representable. Free practice 2 got underway in the afternoon and the track had pretty much dried out from the morning's rain as well. It was Carlos Sainz who ended up fastest in the second practice session ahead of Lewis Hamilton in the Mercedes. Hamilton second in both the practice sessions as well, this time though actually on pace. That surprised the Mercedes driver. The track had fully dried out after the rain affected first practice session as well. A 1:28.942 on fresh soft tyre runs on a low fuel run as well for Carlos Sainz put him on top as well. McLaren's Lando Norris is running the returning pedal camera as well. He was third fastest after Lewis Hamilton was second overall in the session. Max Verstappen ended in fourth with Carlos Sainz as well as teammate Charles Leclerc rounding out in fifth position here at Silverstone. He was on the mediums and soft tyres halfway through. Fernando Alonso in a very, very heavily updated Alpine with new side grits as well. He was down in sixth position. Sergio Perez was 6/10 down as well of his teammate as well, down in seventh position ahead of George Russell who was in eighth. Daniel Ricciardo and Lance Stroll rounded out the top 10 as well after a difficult opening session. Valtteri Bottas, who was fast in FP1, was 10 places down on that. He was P11 in FP2 as well, ahead 3 places ahead as well of teammate Zhou Guanyu. Esteban Ocon was half a second shy of Fernando Alonso. He was in 12th position ahead of Alex Albon as well, who had new upgrade packages on the car this weekend as well. A whole different car setup for Latifi and Albon coming into this one as well. Latifi ended up down in 20th overall as well. Not a great result there. Sebastian Vettel had to box after a team discovered an issue with the floor. Aston Martin, one of the several teams, have brought a big improvement and a big performance upgrade as well this weekend. He was 15th ahead of AlphaTauri with Yuki Tsunoda. Magnussen was 17th, Gasly in 18th, Schumacher 19th, and as I said, Nicholas Latifi round out the field in 20th. Free practice 3 saw completely dry running as well, finally here at Silverstone, just exactly what we needed to see. And it was a Red Bull 1-2 domination as well. Max Verstappen led Sergio Perez here on the opening of the qualifying day for the British Grand Prix. Carlos Sainz as well as teammates as well. He was happy with the level of bouncing, but for Charles Leclerc, he wasn't. A lot of trouble there in Ferrari, but still Leclerc went into third position. Russell and Hamilton were fourth and fifth as well. Mercedes upgrades appear to have really hauled them into the championship points as well, ahead of 2 teams up from where they usually qualify. Nice to see. Canadian driver as well, Nicholas Latifi and Lance Stroll didn't really impress too much in the field as well. But further off, Lando Norris was again in 7th position as well, with Carlos Sainz finishing in 6th position. Bottas as well in 8th, Haas in 9th with Mick Schumacher with a new upgrade package overnight, who as well, solid 9th, and Alonso completed the top 10, which features 7 different teams. Ocon was 11th as well down there. Vettel for Aston Martin in 12th, 4 places, and 3/10 clear of his teammate Lance Stroll. Zhou Guanyu finishing in 13th position. Williams are okay. Albon running in 14th position as well, but Nicholas Latifi way down the order again. AlphaTauri continue to swap in and out of their fastest times as well. Gasly and Tsunoda 17th and 19th. Ricciardo in between Nicholas Latifi, popping up the timesheets as well, with down in 20th position. It was a very interesting third practice session. A lot of drivers out there getting to grips with the new dry conditions after losing an hour of first practice. It was very much a decent run in the practice here at Silverstone. Okay, so around about 45 minutes to go then until the green light goes on here at Silverstone. Let's take a look then at what happened in qualifying. It was raining throughout after very late rain started to fall as well, just before the start of the session. So here's what happened then in qualifying. 2 minutes to go here in the opening qualifying for the British Grand Prix at Silverstone. It's Verstappen on top at 1:39.975. Hamilton second, Sainz third, Leclerc fourth, Russell fifth, Perez sixth, Norris goes seventh, Zhou eighth, Bottas ninth and Ocon 10th. Alonso, Albon, Tsunoda, Vettel and Magnussen ran out the 15. Gasly, Latifi, Stroll, Ricciardo and Schumacher coming in the drop zone.
With this slow lap and then one more time lap, we've got quite a bit of margin before the end of the session, so we can either go for 2 push laps or we go for 2 slower laps.
Ricciardo goes 13th then with a lap time of a 1:43.001. All eyes though on the Williams and Nicholas Latifi, who for Silverstone's own team of Williams looking quite quick with personal bests in the 2 sectors. Schumacher and Magnussen also improving.
Yeah, everyone setting a lap time now. Well, starting a lap time, that will be their final lap, and everyone finishing a lap time probably will not do a double. They will do as slow as Latifi.
Jumps to 10th. Yeah, Latifi goes 10th. 1:42.309. Here comes Schumacher. Cross the line. 17th. Can't improve. 1:43.174. Magnussen next up. Goes to 10th. 1:42.180. Schumacher really needs to up his time.
I think we've got margin.
Just the left front tyres giving up a bit.
Left front tyres are giving up a bit. Verstappen reporting on the radio there as well. Gasly, however, is excelling in that AlphaTauri as well with 20 seconds left of the session. So Gasly into the last couple of corners through Vale. He is 19th at the moment. Can he improve on the board? Cross the line comes Pierre Gasly. Goes 6th. Goes 8th. 1:41.680. Alonso 9th, 1:41.770. Checkered flag is out. The first driver to meet him will be Sebastian Vettel, who goes 15th only. A 1:42.666. Tsunoda 18th goes 3. Vettel is out of qualifying. On Tsunoda goes 12th. Ricciardo next up. Ricciardo goes 13th as well. So Vettel definitely out. Latifi in the drop zone at risk. Ocon's out of it. Leclerc goes fastest. 1:39.846. Leclerc tops qualifying.
Starting final time lap. Keep sock 2.
Here comes Esteban Ocon as Verstappen goes fastest. 1:39.129 now for Max Verstappen. Here comes Esteban Ocon at a club corner. Can he take anything? Stroll goes 20th. Last overall. That's typical of him. Ocon goes 9th on a 1:41.730. Latifi goes 15th and gets out of the drop zone. But here comes Schumacher next up. Perez goes 4th. 1:45.21. Magnussen, Albon and Schumacher, the 3 drivers still left in this session. Schumacher goes 18th. He's out of qualifying. Where is Alexander Albon going to go as Magnussen is out of qualifying? Both Haas cars are out. Albon 16th, can't go through. Latifi qualifies for Q2 and for the first time this season out-qualifies Alexander Albon. Bottas goes 7th, but it's Albon, Magnussen, Vettel, Schumacher and Stroll who are out of the first part of qualifying. It's Verstappen on top from the team from Leclerc, Russell third, Sainz, Hamilton, Perez, Zhou, Bottas, Norris, Gasly. Then we see Ocon, Alonso 10th, Gasly, Ocon, Tsunoda, Ricciardo and Latifi rectify the results. 2 minutes to go in qualifying 2. Verstappen, Hamilton, Leclerc, Sainz, Russell, Norris, Alonso, Perez, Zhou and Latifi, the top 10, automatically through. In the drop zone, it's Gasly, Bottas, Tsunoda, Ricciardo, Ocon. But the track has got so much wetter since the start of the session that we've seen nobody improve on times. Bottas.
Can't see.
Bottas now saying he can't see anything. A bit more colourful language out there. I presume Niels Ritchik, the race director, must be considering throwing the red flag. It's getting a bit much out there. There's a lot of standing water. As Ocon nearly flies off into the barrier, just catches it with a nasty oversteer coming out of Aintree down the Wellington Straight. This is almost red flag, isn't it, Josh? They've got to stop this.
Yeah, maybe the race director and Ives Whitted is trying to press the red flag button, but can't press it because he can't find it due to the amount of spray.
Yeah, it's really bad. Ted.
For them in these very, very tricky conditions.
Okay, that was Ted talking about how the fact that the Inters are not working for Tsunoda, so he's gone back out there. Is he on Inters? Yes, he is. So he's not He's not changing it. He's 13th. It's desperation. You risk smashing the car up at this point of the circuit as well if you keep going out there. I say that, I just say Martin Brundle say exactly the same thing 2 seconds later. So it's too much. If Sonoda, then if it's too much for Inters. This is full wet weather tyres.
And multiple people, Alonso, Perez, Gasly, and Sonoda, are all on 1 lap old or 2 lap old.
Too much standing water in high speed.
Too much standing water and high speed, said Gasly. Yeah, brand new Inters then for those drivers.
They've only got 1 left.
They've only got 1 left going into qualifying 3 and the race tomorrow, which is predicted to be wet. Checkered flag is out. Qualifying 2 concludes. Top 5 are safely in of Verstappen, Hamilton, Leclerc, Sainz and Russell. Gasly still P11. I think he's out. Nobody's improving. Josh, the sector times are all red or yellow. So it's Gasly, Bottas, Tsunoda, Ricciardo and Ocon. Ocon's already officially out. So he qualifies 15th as the rain got heavier here at Silverstone for Q2. And I don't think anybody else is improving. I think Gasly might abandon it. Yep, Williams are happy. They've got a car through to Q3, and it's Nicholas Latifi at their home race. The car without the upgrades on have got through. So the checkered flag is out. Tsunoda's taking it. Bottas 2. Gasly, Bottas, Tsunoda, Ricciardo.
Exit Beckett, jump it overboard.
Ricciardo aboard.
Daniel, don't risk the car. Don't risk the car.
So that's confirmed. Gasly, Bottas, Tsunoda, Ricciardo and Ocon out of the session.
Nicky, well done. You are in Q3. Fantastic. Good job.
Yeah, thank you, Jos. Yeah, great job, everybody. Let's keep going.
Going through to qualifying 3 then. Verstappen, Hamilton, Leclerc, Sainz, Russell, Norris, Alonso, Perez, Zhou and Latifi. Green flag is out then for the final part of qualifying for the British Grand Prix here at Silverstone. The next 12 minutes with 10 cars out on this very damp Silverstone circuit will set the running order. Some smoke there from one of the cars being started up and blowing in to the Red Bull garage as well. Presumably it'll be the dry ice getting out of the way, won't it? But that smoke will be billowing around the circuit. Ian Birch has joined the commentary box as well. Dad, it's wet, it's windy, it's cold, it's Silverstone. It's the British summer, just typical, isn't it?
3 minutes before the start of qualifying, and what happens?
It rains.
This big cloud came over and just started wetting the circuit really bad. There's the cloud at the moment. It's massive. It's supposed to be a bit better weather tomorrow.
Yeah, the F2 sprint race could be fun that you're regular covering in about an hour.
We wanted to have a word with you about that.
What?
We're not doing it.
Oh, that's nice. As it comes down.
We're union members now, me and Meg.
Well, I'll be doing the Formula E race with Ed Hunter as well. And we'll all be back together tomorrow for all the action as well. There's your previous win. Why are we seeing previous winners of the British Grand Prix? Hamilton 2021. Verstappen won in 2020, the same as Lewis Hamilton, because that was the year we had the double header.
8 times for Lewis.
Yeah, tomorrow could become a 9-time British Grand Prix winner and a 9-time podium finisher as well for Lewis Hamilton here at Silverstone. If it is possible, he could do it. He's second at the moment and has been second in the qualifying session so
Is
far.
it raining down south?
Possible shower right at the end of Q3.
So the track's still wet and it could get wetter later on. So this is going to be crucial now. Go on. You can talk. He said, is it raining down south? I don't know.
Well, Josh does.
Josh, is it raining where you are?
Well, if we just get this up and
you had to ask, didn't you? Is it raining where you are? I can't see. Don't rip your headphone cables off. That's what I'm asking. Is it raining? It's not raining. The old
it's spitting here.
The old Ron Dennis thing of sticking your hand out the door to see if it's raining in the back of the commentary box always works out. Right, Norris is on the radio.
Lando, latest information, possible rain in 5 minutes. Reality is we're really not going to know the best time of the track.
So basically just go now, isn't it? It's just flat out, go now, just in case you have a problem as well. And that's what everyone's doing. So everyone's out there on intermediate tyres, and it's Leclerc in the first sector fastest.
Lewis up into second.
Yep, moving up, fastest middle sectors as Leclerc does a 36.559 as we're watching Verstappen 34.384 as well.
Kilometers, same direction. It's like a tailwind out of 4 at the moment.
That's Russell being told about the weather coming in as well. Verstappen's very wide at Luffield as well. Lost a lot of time, and the amount of spray there is quite alarming. It's due to be a wet British Grand Prix tomorrow as well, which is going to be very, very exciting. They've used all their intermediates up in this session. So tomorrow is going to be used inters or full wet weather tyres. So either way, British Grand Prix is going to be a lot of fun. Rain has stopped, we're being told, at Silverstone. So for now, this is the best of the track conditions.
Williams are really having trouble, aren't they, because of the fact that they did all these updates, put into the wind tunnel, made sure that they'll be okay, could only get one set of them for now. Latifi was a bit upset Thursday and Friday because of this. And it's Latifi in 10th position and not his teammate. Albon's out in the first lot, wasn't he?
Oh, and Max Verstappen spins at the exit! Oh, Stowe! Max Verstappen does a 360! And if that was the best in the conditions, he could have just thrown pole position away! The British fans applauded that one! He got a massive steer of oversteer at the exit, and that lap time is a 1:51.332. It's Zhou Guanyu on provisional pole!
The lad from Sheffield.
And here comes Lando Norris! Yeah, another honorary Brit in the way of Zhou Guanyu. Norris goes second. Zhou Guanyu is on provisional pole at Silverstone. A 1:49.454. Can Hamilton take it away? No, he can't. Hamilton's had problems. What about George Russell? Russell, he's not doing it. The rain's got heavier. Zhou Guanyu might actually be on pole for the British Grand Prix. Look at Fernando Alonso. He's out of it. Alonso's on pole. Alonso's on pole position. It's a 1:46.227. And where is Megan?
What a mega drive in the wet.
Just taking a photo of that to make sure Megan remembers what she's missed. So this is the best of the conditions. On the first lap, it's Fernando Alonso with his first pole position since Germany 2012, and it will be pole position 23 of his career. But here comes Carlos Sainz with the fastest middle sector.
Do you know what? Max is very good at that 360 pirouette, isn't he? He's very good at just, when he's going round, putting just the right amount of pressure on the brake pedal to bring him back to the front so that it's a full 360. That's the fourth or fifth time I've seen him do it.
Sainz on pole at 1:46.098. There's a yellow flag.
Latifi.
Oh no! Nicholas Latifi is off in turn 1, and Abby as Leclerc takes pole at 1:44.844. Here comes Verstappen. He's got much faster time as we head back to green flag.
Purple in first 2 sectors.
And it's only good enough for second. He's 43 thousandths down. Leclerc on pole. Verstappen second.
But
it's changed. It's changed.
Leclerc's on pole.
Leclerc on pole, Verstappen second, Sainz third, Alonso fourth.
Did Max lose his lap time there because of the yellow flag? I doubt it.
He's gone off the track.
Track limits.
So he's going to lose that one too. Hamilton's gone third. Perez now goes third. It changes again, so Verstappen might lose his lap time there as Latifi spun at turn 1. As Verstappen now fastest first sector. No sign of it being deleted by the stewards. I'm sure Josh will know. Alonso goes third. 1:45.088. Now, Verstappen's lap time does get deleted as the rain starts to get a bit heavier.
To be honest, it should, because the rules are the rules. A few races ago, I think it was his teammate who didn't get one deleted for going off, and everyone else complained. So, it could happen again.
Yellow flags at turn 1. I was heard from Lando Norris there, but nothing alarming. Let's have 5 minutes to go. Everyone's just going to keep going out there. They must be fueled longer into this stint as well. Alonso P3 as well. Verstappen's up by 1.6 seconds to Leclerc, so the track's getting quicker out there at the moment.
So is our local lad. He was brought up in Sheffield, which isn't too far away from us, and his teammates got so much experience in a Mercedes, and yet he's qualifying in 7th. That's a fantastic result for Zhou.
Across the line,
Guanyu.
Max Verstappen takes pole position by 1.8 seconds here at Silverstone. It's pole position number, double checking, 14 of his career. If he keeps it.
If he
Lando.
keeps it.
Whoa, Lando's.
But Martin's just said the same. If it keeps in place.
Lando goes second to the roar of the British crowd.
We are expecting this to be the best
Lewis
window
Hamilton
for the
goes
session.
second. Hamilton goes second. 1:43.250. Look at Russell. Russell goes third. British 2, 3, 4. Across the line comes Perez. Goes fifth. 1:44.809. So it's Verstappen and Hamilton front row of the British Grand Prix again. Now that could be interesting tomorrow. Let's hear from Max.
More rain is expected. Just keep pushing.
If it's coming down with rain, it's going to get worse. So who knows what's going to happen? Megan said, can I use my laptop now? No. Need it in a second. Verstappen up in that first sector. This is getting an insane session as well. 32.102 in that first sector. Hamilton was a 32.4, same as Russell. In fact, Russell is 1,000th quicker than Lewis Hamilton.
Coming up to the last throw of the dice.
But Max
One,
has
maybe
lost.
two
More rain
laps
is expected. Just
for
keep
some
pushing.
of them.
Max has lost 3 seconds in the second sector. It's raining heavier at Copse. Max is backing off. I think that's, unless it's a slow lap, I don't know. Sainz only 8th on a 1:45. Go on, Josh.
I think this is the fast lap coming up.
Yeah, Josh.
Verstappen had a fastest sector 1, so I think he backed off due to the rain.
So if it's bad
I bet he felt a bit at the back end because he's done 1:360. He doesn't want to do it.
Yeah, doesn't want to do it again. So I wonder if it's bad. So it's Brooklands onwards. Oh, that's a big twitch from Carlos Sainz coming through Aintree. Go on, Josh.
I am still waiting from Verstappen radio saying nice 360.
Yeah, it hasn't gone through just yet, has it? Hamilton goes second, 27,000 of a second down. But look at Fernando Alonso, 7th at the moment. He's finding something out
Likely
here.
it is. We will get 1 time lap, I think. 1 time lap.
2 minutes to go.
What's full power for 1 lap? If you're 100% sure it's 1 time lap, what's the max power for 1 time lap?
Here comes Fernando Alonso down towards the last corner, across the line. Alonso goes third, 1:43.118. Alonso's on fire recently in this car, but Verstappen fastest first sector again. The time's there. He's starting to get back into it. He's drawing himself back into the game.
Top 4 at the moment. 4 different makes of car. That's good for Formula One. But will it stay that way?
Positioning wise, we'll only get one more lap here. So just careful what you do. They all want to be starting their last lap in the driest conditions. I know that sounds obvious, but it's trickier than you think when you're out there. You're just running the whole session. So some of them are backing off now in order to be quick on that last lap in the best of the conditions.
Carlos Sainz takes pole position at 1:42.181. Here comes Charles Leclerc across the line. Leclerc goes top.
To Verstappen, P1.
Leclerc on provisional pole at 1:41, and I think Max has done it again, is he? No, he's okay. Cross the line comes Max Verstappen.
I think he just went a bit wide.
He's 2 tenths faster. Max on pole position, but look at Hamilton and Alonso. They're all setting better lap times at the moment. It's Verstappen on pole with 1 more flying lap to go.
Because, of course, when you do go wide, you go into the wet part of the track. There is a slight drying line on the racing line.
Go on, Josh.
Norris goes third with a 1:42.084.
And here comes Fernando Alonso. He's looking quick as well. Fast sector 1, fast sector 2, 30. I can't tell. It's flashed off the monitor. 31.9, 41.4. Perez goes third. 10 seconds left. Alonso will probably not be the last one to cross the line. He might just make it across. Alonso crosses the line. Where does he go? Up to 5th only. Checkered flag is out now here at Silverstone. Alonso's got 1 more flying lap. Watch out for him. He might be the pole sitter if the track's getting quicker. Sainz is up in the second sector. There's a yellow flag somewhere out there, Josh. Don't know where just yet. It's gone green though. It's sector 3, so someone's off in sector 3. Sector 13. Green. Sector 13. Charles Leclerc spun! Charles Leclerc has spun! That is what we were hearing! Charles Leclerc has spun on the track, so he's out of it. Can Carlos Sainz take pole position away from the Red Bull? Because Verstappen got caught up in that yellow. Sainz across the line. It's his first pole position in Formula One. A 1:49.83. And can Verstappen do anything about it? Into the Vale chicane. Leclerc's come off. He's backed off of it. Verstappen's nowhere anywhere near him.
The
to
two
the line.
Mercedes are on the...
Max can't do it. Max can't do it. Leclerc's taking the flag. Carlos Sainz has his first ever
Norris
pole.
next.
Where's Norris? Who is it? Norris next across the line. Does he improve on the order? No, Hamilton, Russell, Zhou. Alonso's done a bad first sector, so there's still time, but I think Carlos Sainz has done it. Norris is 5th. He's confirmed. Well, Hamilton goes 4th. He can't get on. Second row only for him. Russell 8th. And where's Alonso? Alonso, I think he's still P7. Zhou goes 9th. He takes the flag. Alonso's out of it. Verstappen 2nd. It's Carlos Sainz with his first ever pole position in Formula 1, and it comes here at Silverstone. That is how you deal with the negativity in the first 10 races in the most treacherous conditions. Sainz has put it on the top dollar bill at Silverstone. It's him versus Verstappen into Abbey tomorrow.
Keanu Reeves there.
Watching on. It's Sainz, Verstappen, Leclerc, the top 3. Perez, Hamilton, Norris, Alonso, Russell, Zhou, Latifi. Okay, we're about to go over then to the grid walk and to hear from everybody down there with the national anthem. Let's take a quick look around Silverstone, and on the other side we'll begin our race preparation for the British Grand Prix at Silverstone. Let's take a look around the Silverstone circuit here in the United Kingdom. A 3.6 mile circuit, 18 turns, the flattest and fastest circuit on the F1 calendar. Drivers love the birthplace of F1. Exiting Club Corner, flat out on board with the Red Bull from last year. Straight down towards turn 1 at Abbey. 8th gear, flat out, take as much curve as you like. Flicking towards Farm Curve at turn 2. Hard on the brakes, the first real opportunity on the brakes, and opportunity to pass into turn 3 at Village. Turn 4 at the loop, down. 2nd gear corner, tightest part of the track. Accelerate up. Turn 5 is at Aintree. Open up the DRS, flat out now in 8th gear as you hurtle down towards turn 6 at Brooklands. This is the Wellington Straight. Flick the car in whilst braking into Brooklands down at turn 6. Turn 7 at Luffield, another sweeping right-hander. Power on mid-early. Turn number 8 then, Woodcote onto the National Pit Straight, 8th gear. Now you're flat out towards turn 9 at Cops Corner. Little lift mid part of the track, flick the car in, break down 7th, little lift, full power again, back up to 8th gear as you come through turns 10 and 11 through Maggots. Flat out, turns 12 and 13 at Beckett's. Flat out again, lift out. 14 comes through the Chapel. 2nd DRS as you head down the Hanger Straight. 8th gear flat out in towards Stowe Corner at turn 16. Break down 5th gear corner. Keep tight as you rise over the top of the elevation down towards turns 16, 17 and 18. The Vale Complex as well. Back on the power in the last corner, turn 18 at Club. Take the inside line, cross it at 7th gear, and that is a lap of Silverstone. Hello everybody and welcome to the British Grand Prix. Hello everybody, welcome to the British Grand Prix. We are live on USRN and YouTube, and straight away we're going to head down to the grid with Martin Brundle for the grid walk. He's with Nigel Mansell.
It's a good question, Martin, isn't it? I mean, look at the hat I'm wearing. I was in the garage when they got pole position. They put a ball and chain around my leg saying I can't go anywhere. It's going to be a sensational race, Martin, and for sure Max is going to get a start, but if the Ferraris can start well, I fancy Lewis as well. I think they've made great progress. I mean, but it's anybody's race today, isn't it? But I think maybe Red Bull have got an edge.
Yeah, I think you're right, wet and dry, but let's say they've not got that much information as the pole sitter comes past us here. Carlos Sainz, I was so pleased.
That, didn't he? He needed that. That was such a fantastic lap. I'm so happy for him.
Good, and you got quite emotional at Goodwood last weekend talking to our Karoon, driving red 5. I mean, you're a toughie and you had tears rolling down your face.
Look, the fans, Martin, 30 years, getting a bit older. What Seb did for us today with his own car was sensational. I mean, the sound of that V10 was awesome, wasn't it? So yeah, I mean the fans got me going, and yeah, brilliant. It means a lot to me, Martin. To think all these years later, we actually did get a championship after being so close 3 times is, yeah, very relieving, isn't it?
Really good to see you, and good to see you looking so well.
All the best to the fans. You make it.
All right, I'm heading off. I've no idea where, but I'm gonna head off. How are you? Nice to see you. Very good to see you. Welcome to the grid. It's pretty atmospheric down here, isn't it?
It is. It's quite a place to be. It's the first time I've been on the grid as a spectator.
Good stuff. And anybody you're supporting in particular here today?
All the Brits, obviously.
All right. Well, they've got a chance because I think it could be quite mixed up. We've got a grid that was formed in the rain and they're starting in the dry. But have a great day. Nice to see you on the grid.
Thanks, Martin. Nice to see you.
Cheers. How are you? Good to see you.
Good to see you too.
Thank you. Right, let's wander towards the front. Plenty of people here. We'll doorstop. Lawrence, good to see you. I haven't seen you on the grid for a while. Yeah, a bit of a difficult quali for you guys, but could it be better in the race in Aston Martin?
Yeah, the last 2 in the wet, we didn't get it right, Canada and here, so hopefully we could go better today.
All right, any reason for that?
Yeah, there are.
Okay, we'll try and work those out. Let's wander in here. We've got Stormzy coming. I had a chat with him. Good to see you again.
How are you?
Yeah,
Last time was amazing.
Yeah, we had a great chat on the grid in Abu Dhabi, and you're back. You're back again.
I'm back. Yeah, I'm back for this is my second Silverstone and my 3rd Grand Prix. So yeah.
You're really getting into this. I mean, we've got.
Listen, to be fair, it's the UK, innit? This is going to be the best one for me. Yeah.
All right, good stuff. But if I remember, you were cheering hard for Lewis in Abu Dhabi, and I'm sure you.
100%, and George as well. This time, Lewis and George. But yeah, man, I think today will be a good result for them, man. You know what I mean? They know the track like the back of their hand, so I'm rooting for the boys. Man.
All right, back of their hand with fireproof gloves on. They know this place so well, but Lewis's car's just over there. Great to see you again.
Good to see you, man. Always good to see you, man. Love.
Cheers.
Thank you, man.
Right, let's head down and see who else we can find. Look, so what we got here is Tom Cruise wandering down the grid. So, yeah, why don't we just dive straight in there and Tom, Martin Brundle, Sky F1, how are you doing?
Well, thank you. How are you?
Everything good. So, welcome to the grid again, and congratulations on the movie that's just gone down a storm.
Thank you very much.
You cheering for anybody in particular today?
Lewis, always.
Excellent. Good to talk to you.
Race, definitely Lewis, a good friend of mine, so see you have a great day.
Thanks for stopping to talk to us. Cheers. Well, it's okay. Pushed around a little bit, but it was lovely. Actually, it was. I'd like to have talked a little bit longer to him. Right, who else are we going to find? What are you guys doing on the grid? Who are you with?
Myself and some friends for my 50th. We're loving it. We're F1 fans. None of your celebrity types.
I don't look just for celebrities. I like the fans more than the celebrities.
First race in '85, and I'm back for more.
How'd you get a pass? Get on the grid then? Excellent. All right. We'll keep wandering through. I don't know if have I lost you, Tommy? Are you still around? Good. All right. Well, we're towards pole position. It's actually sort of bizarrely quite quiet down here, isn't it? It's quite unusual in that, you know, Carlos's car is just sitting here by itself. I don't know where he is. Presumably he's left the grid at this point, if he's got any sense. And we'll steam back. We'll steam back into the back. We'll have a look for some drivers later on. And it's a Ryland, isn't it? The guy over there with the impressive teeth and good-looking dude. And right, pit wall side. I'm told. Right, can we get through here? Yeah, we'll just creep through this a little bit and see if we can find. Damien, Martin Brundle. Good to see you. Welcome. I know you love this F1 business. We've seen quite a lot of you.
How you doing?
Do you know what? I'm doing really well, thank you. And it's just, you know, those the motorway signs where it says Silverstone British Grand Prix sold out. I just love to see that because Formula One is taking off.
It's full today. It's unbelievable. We've been in and out of the garages, been treated really beautifully by different teams. And I've never seen this like this. So many people here. It's incredible.
So which team are you with today?
Well, you know, I don't like to declare. I love McLaren, so, you know, I'm hoping good things for Lando, and I'm a big fan of Lewis's too. I like sport the Brit drivers. I think we need a bit of rain to make it interesting.
Yeah, we might well do. You know what? Whenever I'm with a group of people talking, doing Q&As with F1, you mentioned Lando's name, gets the biggest cheer of anybody these days. He's so popular.
He's got a quirky way about him, hasn't he? He goes very, very sort of very earnest and serious and intense and very funny at the same time. I think he's a, you know, he's a good lad, you know, and you know, it's changed massively. I was just talking to Jensen, you know, he wasn't driving that long ago, but there wasn't the whole presentation of the driver. Everyone gets to know the drivers now, their personalities. That helps.
And briefly, what's going on in your career?
Just stuff, just making stuff. Stuff.
Good stuff, I'm sure.
I hope so. Yeah, we've got some spy things coming out on ITV at the end of the year.
All right, we'll look forward to that.
All right, take care.
Cheers. Right, we'll head back down this way. We've got a footballer. We'll have a chat because we're going to look for some drivers towards the end when they come back onto the grid. We've got Trent Alexander-Arnold here. I'm not a big football man, I've got to be honest. It shows up sometimes, but Liverpool, as I understand it. But how are you?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
Yeah, Martin Brundle from Sky F1. Nice to see you. And England, of course, as well. So, yeah, first time on the grid?
First time. Hopefully first of many, though. I absolutely love F1, and I'm so excited to be here. No, it doesn't really align with my schedule much, but I'm really, really happy to be here today.
What do you love most about F1?
Everything, the excitement. I think the fact that it's both a team sport and an individual sport at the same time is exciting to me. Yeah, it's amazing sport. I grew up watching it. I grew up watching it with my dad and my family, so I've always supported the sport.
I imagine you've got quite a nice stable of cars. Have you road cars?
Not as nice as these. These machines are something very special, very, very special. Got a lot of hard work goes into it, a lot behind the scenes that I've been able to see today. So, you know, it's not easy. It doesn't happen overnight. These guys have worked hard for what they do.
And Mo Salah re-signed. You happy about that?
Of course, yeah, of course. Hopefully a few more years with him to win more trophies.
All right, good stuff. The Mo Salah bit came in my ears because I don't actually follow football that closely, but closely enough to. So I'm not going to tell you fibs. I'm not going to pretend I knew that. But yeah, okay. So we'll cruise back towards the front and see if we can hoover up some drivers that are coming back onto the grid, because they've obviously wandered across the very wide pit. It's a very, very wide pit lane here at Silverstone, actually, with a bit of grass in the middle of it as well. And so the drivers will zoom out of there at the last minute and go and do the national anthem. And yeah. We trip over Sir JYS on the way through. See, get a bit of his wisdom. Look where you're going, Jackie. You're running into people.
Well, I mean, look at the crowd down here, and I've never seen a crowd. I went round the circuit there just now. I've never seen a crowd this big in a British Grand Prix.
Well, even back in the day with Jimmy Clark and Graham Hill and all that, were they not as big as this?
Yeah, but it was still great. But now the crowd is so big and the racetrack's so wonderful. It's fantastic.
Good stuff. Who's your money on to win this race?
I think the Red Bull's got a better chance. I'd like to see Lewis get on the podium, you know, in front of his own people. That would be great. But I think Verstappen, best chance.
Okay. All right, good stuff. Good to see you. So apparently we've got I've actually lost where I am on the grid. So I tell you what, we'll wander down. There's a bit of a drama going on apparently on young Charlie Leclerc's Ferrari. So let's just poke our nose. And here's a man who knows these things. We got Mr. Ted Kravitz there. Ted, just tell us what you're seeing, mate. What are they doing?
Strange. I'm not meant to be an interviewee in your grid walk. So they've discovered something wrong on the right-hand side of the car, and it looks like an electronic box that they're having to change. It's under investigation, supervision by this man on the white-hand side, in the white shirt on the left-hand side. That's the FIA's Joe Bauer. They're all getting involved. You can see at this critical time, what have we got? 20 minutes left, Martin. They're already having to change some sort of electronic box on Charles Leclerc's car.
Yeah, because it mustn't be one of the covered under the regulations. It must be the same weight as well, anything that goes on it, which is why Joe Bauer is standing there. Everybody's standing around the car from the Ferrari team because they don't want us having a look. Nobody wants us to see inside. So that's why they've got a lineup of mechanics there, trying to make sure nobody gets any photographs or any footage of what's any secrets down in the side of that Ferrari. So panic going on there, and we'll keep an eye on that. Thanks for that, Ted. It's my old mate Billy Blundell, Mark Blundell, former Formula 1 driver, Le Mans winner, World Sports Car Champion. How you doing, Billy? I haven't seen you all weekend.
I thought you mistook me for Keanu Reeves.
That was yesterday. And he's got slightly longer hair than both of us.
I'm doing well, mate. It's always a pleasure to see you.
Good stuff. Well, I'm going to move on because there's some famous people, apparently. Love you, mate. See you soon. And, yeah, we'll keep wondering. All right, well, we've got Gordon Ramsay talking to Tom Cruise down here. So we'll... hello, Mario. How are you doing?
All right.
Are you under control? What are you doing these days?
Everything is well. Good. I hope the rain stays away from here.
You doing the Red Bull engines?
No, it's finished now. No. The contract is on the finish.
All right, good stuff. Gordon, good to see you on the grid again. How the devil are you?
This is amazing. I want to highlight for British sport to see this place so packed. Not only good racing, but great food as well now.
Great food as well. Why, are you doing it or something?
Sometimes, but it's just so nice to see such an amazing, electrifying atmosphere.
Yeah, I know you love your Formula 1 because I've seen you loads and loads of times on the grid, but who are you supporting today?
Oh, Ferrari is strong. Red Bull is strong. It's so good to see Lewis now in top 5 as well. So a bit of rain is going to make it even more exciting.
I think you could be right. 70% chance. I'm going to the front to see if I can find any pedalers, but we've only got... how are you? I've only got a minute left, unfortunately, before the national anthem, which Sam Ryder is singing. And we've got half a minute now, so I suspect I've actually missed them, unless there's any stragglers who are late to get on the grid. But we'll talk to some drivers another day. Most of them say they don't really actually want to talk on the grid these days, unfortunately, because they want to stay focused on what they've got to do. They're actually all lined up down there, and in any event, if they stop and talk to me now, they will be fined for being late onto that little bit of red carpet that's going to be moved out of the way very quickly because the Grand Prix is imminent.
Be upstanding for the British national anthem performed by Sam Ryder.
God save our gracious Queen, long live our noble Queen. God save the Queen. Send her victorious, happy and glorious, long to reign for us. God save the Queen. Oh, yeah.
Literal chills I have got as the red arrows do the fly pass over the start-finish straight. It is the 2022 British Grand Prix at Silverstone as well. Welcome back if you're listening on USON and on the YouTube channel as well. We are live throughout the day here. It's time for the watch-along as well. We're moments away and Lando Norris is being stopped by Simon Lazenby.
How about this? What about this crowd today?
It's crazy, huh? All of this for JB is unbelievable. So now it's amazing, honestly. Gets us pumped, gets us Brits ready and excited. So as long as we have a good race, then I'll be happy.
Lando, you've done a great job in pumping up everyone and saying, you know, how much this is what the British Grand Prix is all about. So have a great race.
I will try to anyway. Go give it the beans.
Well, there you go.
So Josh, just quickly coming to you as well as we keep flicking back between Sky and not. We heard that Charles Leclerc has a problem on the grid. It's not looking very good, is it?
No, it isn't. As Verstappen is too.
Well, I mean, Ferrari, of course, you never know with Mercedes how quick they're going to be in the race, but for us, we just have to focus on ourselves, try to get good tyre deck, and yeah, then we'll normally have a good car.
All the best. Enjoy the race. Thank you.
I think we're just going to stay on this camera angle until we get told there's a radio message coming through as well. I think there's more information up down.
Look
Ted.
at that Silverstone grid, absolutely packed, and I can't wait for this. What is the weather going to do? Is it going to stay dry? Is it going to wet? Is it going to go wet? Well, we will see. But have you ever wondered how they start a Grand Prix? This is how. This chap on the right, Christian Brill, he starts every single Grand Prix. So once he's happy that up here he can see the man at the back with the green flag that indicates all cars are in position, he presses that green button with saying start. Yes, it is that simple. And then the 5 lights go on. He's got the 5 lights replicated on that little display there where it says start lights just above his forearm. And then when all 5 lights are on, they're a random number between 1 second and 6 or 7 seconds, the lights will go out and then they are off and underway. So that is how you start every Grand Prix, not just the British Grand Prix.
Absolutely not. Thank you very much, Ted, as well. We'll be keeping an eye out as well. Charles Leclerc then with a control electronics problem. 12 minutes to go until lights out. Is he facing his 3rd DNF of the season? That's what we're going to be watching. Carlos Sainz starts on pole position for the first time in his Formula 1 career. He's clearly going for race victory here today, Josh, as well. But coming into it then, who's your pick for race winner today? There's so much unpredictability after qualifying yesterday.
There really, really is. There's so many contenders. You've got Hamilton in the top 5 for first time in quite a long time, if I remember rightly.
Certainly in this couple of races, yeah.
Yeah, a couple of races, which is unsure. And I'm just having a look on the flight radar. Unfortunately, you can't track the red arrows, but I have tracked them before.
Oh, fantastic. Is that over Silverstone as well?
Yeah.
Brilliant
The only thing
news.
I can track on Silverstone is a private helicopter.
I wonder which one that belongs to as well, as Lewis Hamilton gets booted up as well. We see him. Let's hear from Freddie Flintoff.
Good to see you. What about this? What about this for a spectacle?
It's unbelievable. I must admit, I'm a new convert to F1. My boys watched the documentary, and I've watched it with him, and I can't get enough of it. And then just walking along the grid there, I'm so excited.
Have you ever thought of being a racing driver? I mean, I've seen you roll a lot of cars before.
I think that ship sailed when I was about 8, when I was too big. Well, my driving's getting slowly better. But I think once you've done a little bit of driving, you appreciate how good you lads are. And it's unbelievable.
You can't obviously choose a preferred car, can you? But I see you wearing a McLaren.
Oh, yeah, do we
Guess
cover that
about
up?
it.
Yeah, apologies.
They're all good, aren't they? As long as they're fast.
Lando Norris.
Good
Lando
lad.
Norris, yeah, we're just out of over. Freddie, we've got to be really appreciate it. We're building towards the race. Appreciate it. We'll let you get back out there.
Yeah, Paddy as well, and Chris must be around here somewhere as well for a Top Gear documentary or one of their segments as well. And Freddie Flintoff as well, Andrew Flintoff as well, cricket ace as well for England as well, still out here as well. And in his new job on Top Gear is absolutely fantastic. Megan Birch and Ian Birch are going to be joining me in the commentary block shortly as well. 52 laps ahead of us then for the British Grand Prix at Silverstone. We are live on the YouTube channel as well, and we are live on USRN, the main channel, because this is a main race as well. We've sort of kicked Wimbledon to the USRN too, so sorry Matthew for that one as well. I'll be back on the Wimbledon calls next week as well with you, so don't worry about that if my voice survives the next 52 minutes. We have 10 minutes to go until the start of the parade lap here as well. All eyes are up front as well on whether or not Max Verstappen or Carlos Sainz will lead into turn 1 in the support series you've seen today here on the YouTube channel. It's been going the way of the driver starting second because they have the inside line coming into Abbey as well. That pretty much goes that Verstappen will take the lead with Sainz in second position as well. It is going to be an amazing British Grand Prix. You do not want to miss it. And whether you're trackside or on the YouTube listening as well, it's going to be epic. Now, what's USRN saying as well? Christian, hello to everyone on USRN. Hello to everyone there as well. And hello to everyone on the YouTube chat as well. In fact, that's just reminded me that we need to get the YouTube chat up and operational. So while I do that, Josh, as well, the starting tyres, it looks like we could have rain in the air as well. That's 20% chance. Are you expecting a wet weather race?
I think it will start off dry and then maybe halfway through the race do a little shower, which will be really, really interesting.
Yeah, it looks like it could be that similar situation this weekend as well, as we just gotten everything ready on the YouTube chat front as well, because we want a YouTube chat, you want a YouTube chat. Nobody wants to be talking here in silence as well. And it's always nice to remember that we have said chat as well, as I press control to zoom it in a bit as well. Nobody wants Martin Brundle to go anywhere or anywhere missing as well in a paddock. He is absolutely amazing. In fact, we're going to change and take a quick look at some of the YouTube comments that are coming through out here. Gwenwood says, let's give Latifi some praise. Someone that has also had a shining light yesterday as well. Absolutely. Adam says, hi Josh, I'm all set for the British Grand Prix. It's going to be a good one as always as well. Absolutely correct. And Upright Foster says, Martin Brundle paddock walk is the kind of stuff the entire world needs now. Absolutely fantastic stuff from Martin Brundle as well here. We're getting ready for the start of the British Grand Prix. We are moments away. I'm just going to text a certain number of people because two commentators are not here right now, and a new chair in the box as well, which is with Dad sitting in it as well and me standing at the side. It's going to be quite interesting to see how it manages to come forward. Josh, question as well. Carlos Sainz, has he got what it takes to be a race winner? Can he take his first race win here today?
I think he has, but not today.
So, stand by and get ready then. The British Grand Prix at Silverstone is coming up shortly as well. The anticipation is here. Rain in the air. It is the 73rd British Grand Prix. What was it? What Jubilee are we in now? I can't remember what Jubilee we are in. Diamond Jubilee? Platinum Jubilee. Thank you, Josh. There we go. Look. On the Platinum Jubilee, Megan Birch walks into the back of the commentary box as well, all set to go. To come in as well. Megan, are you expecting a very interesting race today? We've got 30 seconds. You've got a minute or so to talk. What are you anticipating for the British Grand Prix today?
Rain.
Is that all you're going to go for?
Hopefully not a red flag, because honestly, none of us want a red flag today.
Yeah, nobody does want a red flag. Upright Fossil says, can you explain why Williams is faster in the rain? George also went to Q3 in the rain last year. Well, the rain is the great equaliser as well, so it brings back in anything that was negative in the dry, say like the porpoising, gets sort of taken away by the effect of the rain, creating like a water cushion. So instead of bouncing, it sort of sails across like a speedboat hitting the top. So the Williams is actually working a lot better in differences as well. Either way, it's time to fade over to the commentary then. Alongside myself, Joshua Birch in the commentary box, Megan Birch and Ian Birch are up here as well. Down in the pits and race control is Josh Plays as well, giving us all the stats we need to know and keeping up us going as well. Carlos Sainz on pole position for the first time in his Formula One career. Can he take the green-white checker that they all want to achieve in their Formula One career? Lights out to checker flag, rain in the air, and when it rains at Silverstone, we are in for a treat. 52 laps, 2 hours. Which will come first? Corners such as Abbey, Farm, Village, The Loop, Aintree, Wellington Straight, Brooklands, Luffield, Woodcote, Copse, Maggots, Beckett's, Chapel, the Hanger Straight, down into Stowe, then the Vale Chicane, Alla Club, and across the Hamilton Straight. It's 18 corners and 3 straights that define the signature of Formula One and British motorsport. The 2022 British Grand Prix is now. Here we go again then, folks. It's time to wrap around a former RAF airfield as well. For the 73rd time, it is the British Grand Prix. And once again, we return to Silverstone. It all began here on a Saturday in May. And now here on Sunday, the first one in July, we are back. It's heavily modified from the former runway airfield strips to now the best circuit in the world. It's 18 corners, 3 DRS detection points as well, just 2 zones though as well to give the drivers an extra little helping. The last corner here at Club Corner has gone through 7 different variations, but it's leading into turn 1 at Abbey, where last year Perez versus Raikkonen was always the action that we loved to see. Down at Copse Corner, do we really need to say it? Up the inside, the 2 leaders of the race collide, Verstappen in the wall, with Hamilton continuing on, Verstappen ending up in hospital. And down at the Vale chicane, up the inside, Lando Norris going for a move on Fernando Alonso as well, making a move on the inside run. And continuing on into this race, Pirelli have brought their 3 hardest tyre compounds into the situation as well. It's the C1 white, the C2 medium, and the C3 soft tyre as well. Let's take a look then at how they line up on the grid for the British Grand Prix here at Silverstone. Carlos Sainz has his first pole position in Formula 1, his first since France in 2014 in a junior series. But that's starting at the back, because on row 10 it's Lance Stroll starting 20th alongside Mick Schumacher. Row 9 sees Sebastian Vettel and Kevin Magnussen. Row 8, Alexander Albon and Esteban Ocon. Row 7, Daniel Ricciardo still not used to the car, could be in the points today, is alongside Yuki Tsunoda, who's been off all weekend. Row 6 sees Valtteri Bottas in 12th, top to wet FP1 alongside Pierre Gasly, quick in FP3, and if it dries, he's a possible top 5. Further down, Zhou Guanyu starts in 9th on row 5 of the grid alongside Nicholas Latifi. Latifi into top 10 equals his best ever qualifying in Formula 1. Row 4 sees George Russell starting 8th, no bouncing, and he wants to win today. He's alongside Fernando Alonso, who lost battery in Q3 and he's first quicker. Row 3 sees Lando Norris chasing a home podium or win alongside Lewis Hamilton as well. A 9th win or podium today would equal a world record here at Silverstone. Row 2 sees Sergio Perez, who won in Monaco alongside Charles Leclerc, who led here last year. The front row of the grid sees Max Verstappen, who leaves here the championship leader no matter what happens, and Carlos Sainz starts on pole position for the first time in his Formula 1 career. Alongside me in the commentary box is Josh Plays down the pits, Megan Birch and Ian Birchall here as well in the box. Good afternoon to all 3 of you as well, and this is going to be tense. The British Grand Prix at Silverstone. Oh, there's no place like home, is there?
There really isn't. And did you notice how all the action zones are from last year's race?
Well, last year was just a fantastic race. It was constant. Hold on. Can you? Oh, hang on.
The stewards certainly got a nice time of it.
Try again.
What?
There we go. Hello.
What happened last year?
A lot of stuff, apparently.
I don't remember.
There was a lot of battles.
Go.
I don't remember it.
There we go. Got your headset working eventually. There's Lewis Hamilton.
I just watched it actually again.
Good.
You know,
yeah.
You know, I've just watched it again on Channel 4, and I'll tell you this: I still say that, you know, Max had a lot of time to back out of that.
Oh, we all agree with that. Yeah, he had plenty of time to back out, plenty of time to go for it as well, and Lewis too. As I went, it's
both
50-50.
of them knew that that was the position that that's where Lewis would try and take him. And both of them knew that.
I've got to throw down to Ted.
I reckon it was 50-50.
Mission critical to Charles Leclerc's race. And as we go 15 seconds now to the formation lap, the dance music is off, and we've just got the roar of 20 v6.
Okay, that's great news. So the problem that hit Charles Leclerc is gone, which means it's time for the biggest cheer of all, ladies and gentlemen. The formation lap begins, and Carlos Sainz isn't going anywhere. The pole sitter got a super slow getaway.
Damon Lewis there.
Jeez.
Watching on. And I think he did get away. So both Ferraris having a bit of a heart flutter there. There's Nicholas Latifi starting 10th place. His best qualifying in Formula 1? No, it equals his best qualifying in Formula 1. He started 10th in Austria back in 2020, but that was after a disqualification for one of the cars in Q3. It was the first time he actually reached Q3 completely on merit yesterday.
2020, Austria.
Me and Meg were talking yesterday about the things that come through our headphones. That is also true of people on the grid. You know, Trent Alexander-Arnold has just been interviewed on the grid by Martin Brundle, the England footballer who plays for Liverpool.
Yeah.
And in his ears, he was told, ask him more about Mo Salah re-signing.
Re-signing for the team.
And Martin admitted to the people that he had no idea who Mo Salah was.
Just adjusting Dad's volume. There we go.
Right.
Megan, take us through the pit stop strategy today, because it's unpredictable with the rain. You can see on the horizon there coming through Copse.
It is quite unpredictable, though both the pit stop strategies actually revolve around starting on medium tyres. For the two-stop, it will go until lap 14 to 22 and going on to hards, and then onto mediums at laps 32 to 39. If you're a one-stop, then it's going on to hards at lap 21 to 27.
Josh plays down the pits for us. Good afternoon, Josh. What are you expecting here today in the race? We heard from you in the pre-show, but the race is a different matter.
It really is. I think there's going to be a bit of drama with the rain and, you know that helicopter I was talking about?
Yes, the one that was circulating. Go on.
Yeah. Well, I've just seen it on the TV pictures, and it looks like it's the helicopter, the TV helicopter.
Ah, okay. So, you've got the keep an eye out where that is in over Silverstone, Josh. Brilliant news. We're back to you at the end of lap 1 as well, as the field begins to come up. 142,000 people are in attendance, the highest ever at Silverstone, and across the week it's been 400,000 as well. Now,
Ted and Pete were on about that last week. Yesterday.
Yes.
About the helicopters going in and out, and they wanted to know what the yellow one was, and the yellow one is AC Rescue. They said, well, it's not.
Josh has just said it is the TV one, isn't it, or is it medical?
It's a medical helicopter, the yellow one.
The black one. Is
the black one is the TV one, isn't it? Like Josh says.
I thought red was AC Rescue.
Red and white. We have it flying. It's our local one is based around about 5 miles away, and it flies over here all the time. And for the last 2 years, it's been red and white. It's a Sikorsky or whatever it is.
So it is.
Do you like helicopters, Josh?
Hang on 2 seconds, guys, because they are on the grid and they are lining up. So we're going to have to be quiet, and I will actually get a bit thingy. Here we go. Lance Stroll lines up at the back of the grid. It's green flag at the back. All eyes to the light. 5 red lights are on here at Silverstone. Action for Great Britain. It's a good start from Carlos Sainz. It's a great start from Lewis Hamilton. He's taken 3rd position ahead.
Contact. Back.
We've got a huge contact. A car upside down. It's one of the Alfa Romeos. A huge accident.
It's Bottas, I think.
Red flag. Race is stopped. Race is stopped. Sorry to cut across you all. A huge accident. Zhou Guan Yu is upside down at turn 1. A massive accident.
Russell,
We've
along
got
with
a
him.
red flag. Is out. Russell, Zhou, Ocon and Albon all involved. And it's George Russell out. But a car flying upside down on the halo.
That was
down
Zhou.
to turn 1. The red flag is out. So as soon as the British Grand Prix started, the red flag is out on lap 1. Russell is out of the race. But what has happened to Zhou Guan Yu?
He runs over.
And George Russell running immediately to Zhou Guan Yu. That was a massive accident. You spotted it straight away.
I did.
It's Yuki Tsunoda with a broken front wing. Alexander Albon's out of the race. But it was Zhou Guan Yu who flipped upside down going into Abbey. A huge accident at the start of the British Grand Prix, which has brought out the red flag.
The halo protected him, though, I think, because I saw his skirt.
And Lewis Hamilton is in trouble, I believe, because he's going slow. I think it might just be because of the red flag.
I think it is. I think he's just trying to be cautious.
So for the second year running, the red flag has come out on the opening lap here at Silverstone. Alexander Albon is out. Now, that must have started with George Russell, because Russell was up there.
I think there was a lockup involved. I was looking round down at the back at the time, because when you always look at the front, I aim for the back.
6 races have been stopped now here at the British Grand Prix, but all eyes to Zhou Guan Yu. The red flag is out. It stopped 20 seconds after the lights. A huge accident. We have 0 news on Zhou Guan Yu. Russell and Albon are out of the cars, but it was Zhou Guan Yu who flipped completely upside down towards turn 1 with a huge accident. Megan?
I knew from the second I saw the accident start
it was
going to be a red. I started to even say it.
Esteban Ocon has got a broken front suspension, so a multi-car pile-up here at Silverstone has stopped the race.
That was about 5 cars affected.
Unbelievable. And it must have started from George Russell.
I think he locked up and went into...
Russell qualified. Down. Where was Russell on the grid? 8th on the grid. Josh plays down to you.
Is that the Williams of Albon or Latifi?
On the start grid, when light went out, half of the LED boards were flashing yellow, so I don't think
Staller.
someone got away quite well.
Huge accident and a terrifying start as well.
Isn't that aborted start, yellow flashing lights?
Yellow flashing lights would think that someone didn't get away. So if
George didn't.
Oh, I'm trying to think who didn't get away from the grids.
Think about it, Josh.
No, because Russell...
If someone didn't get away, they'd have to whack into them,
No.
and George was higher up for the rest.
I can tell
George
you...
had a rear...
I think I know what happened.
A left rear puncher.
I think whoever got launched... Look, Sonoda's got a broken front wing, so... Well, the problem is...
He bashed into someone's back.
The lad from round the corner in Sheffield in China.
Well, for the second year running...
Let's hope he's okay.
Yeah, for the second year running, the race has been stopped on the opening lap, but all attention now turns to Zhou Guanyu with the red flag out here at Silverstone. The cars have come into the pit lane to form up in the fast lane. So, confirmed, Tsunoda, Ocon, Russell, Zhou and Albon are all out of the race. But a terrifying start line crash here at Silverstone. The lights went out. Russell's walking now back. He ran straight over to Zhou Guanyu. We saw, Megan, you saw the start. I was looking at the front. Verstappen's leading, by the way, but that's irrelevant. I was looking at the front, and then all of a sudden, I hear you scream. I look further back, and there's cars flying down the start-finish straight. Guan Yu Zhou came into Abbey upside down and skating down towards the first corner. Horrible accident.
George ran over to Albon. Help Albon get out,
and that's Ocon.
I think you'll find that Zhou is still his car was upside down still.
Well, I think the car will be upside down. Presumably, they're going to have to carefully put it back onto the four wheels and then do a drive extraction.
Let's think about this. Let's look at all the damages everyone has on their cars. Ocon has a front right, puncture. Though that doesn't look like any normal type of puncture, like he exploded on its own. It looks like he's been whacked into the side.
The back of someone, doesn't he?
Well, here's the thing. Zhou started 9th, Russell started 8th. So that's where
it had to start with them.
Yeah, row 4 of the grid is where it started from. So if Zhou came across...
Where the yellow board started, I believe.
And that's where the yellow board started at. So and look at the puncture on the rear. So
that's what I said.
So
George has got a yellow...
Yeah.
And front right for Albon.
I think Zhou came across to defend from Russell, who had a poor getaway. Zhou's hit Russell on the rear right.
And then Ocon, he was on the same side as Zhou.
Ocon whacked into the back. Tsunoda's whacked in as well. And that's rotated Zhou down the start-finish straight. So that, because Tsunoda 13th, right behind Gasly.
Gasly moved away.
Gasly went to the outside line, so Gasly was on the outside,
It was like a row of dominoes.
Because Gasly's down in 11th place now, and he started 11th, so he's pretty much moved away from it.
It must have been like a row of dominoes.
Yeah.
Right, the two that have got just punctures...
Can get back to the pit lane,
If they can get those cars back to the pit lane before the restart, because this will be a totally...
We can restart.
It's only lap 2.
Well, because the red flag...
on lap 1.
Because, it'll be a restart procedure. Now, it will restart on lap 3 of the race. Think back to what happened in Bahrain 2020.
But I'm talking about the rules.
It will be a total restart,
Albon and George back.
It'll be a total restart.
They could repair those cars.
And because the red flag came out before they got to timing line
I'm
1...
more worried about Zhou because we're not seeing replays of the incident. And, that usually means, like it did last year on lap 1, that there is an injury. So
we just want to confirm it first of all.
They all seem quite calm, so it's obviously not...
They won't show anything until the... until he's extracted. And,
we're quite lucky up here in the commentary box that we can take a look at Sky Go because we've been recording the races here today, so we can take a look at the start procedure.
I think he's just concussed.
Yeah, we'll take a look at it again and see if we can identify anything at all. But the red flag is out. But we must assume that.
Well,
remember,
the camera from Josh's helicopter
would have captured it all.
That's what we need to see.
Yeah,
but we won't see that until his things. There's Tom Cruise there.
Getting
the regular races, isn't he?
Start of the race, instant noted. Now, it came out double yellow sector 1 as soon as the race started as well. So Lando Norris will go and regroup. Right.
Have everybody seen Ricardo?
Ricardo is down in 10th position. Yeah, so he's moved up.
So he wasn't involved.
Yeah, so we're going to take a look. So for the second year running, the red flag is out here at the British Grand Prix. I'm going to take a look back at the start, but we can't show anything, obviously, but we need to know what happened, because we called that slightly wrong. Megan was screaming up and down about it all, and she spotted it first, but I wasn't looking at the front. Megan was looking at the back of the grid as well. So while we do that, we've still got no news on Zhou Guanyu.
I'm just checking Twitter.
I'm sure Josh is on TweetDeck as well. You're on Twitter as well. Stay with us here. Second, team radio replay.
Here, some team radio.
Yeah, so I picked up some debris on the way, so just when I come back, have a look.
Yeah, we'll check in a bit then.
Does this mean we start again? We do, I guess. They are asking.
Exit of turn 3. I mean, I was in side by side, and obviously Lewis just did like if I was not there, so I hope they are looking into that.
That's what's been said over on...
So that is what's been said over the team radio as well, here as well. We're just waiting. Ted's and the pits.
Yes, hello Martin, everybody. So the damaged cars are being repaired of Yuki Tsunoda, Esteban Ocon, and there is a lot of concern amongst the drivers. Pierre Gasly has gone down to the Alfa Romeo Sauber pit wall and asked whether they got a radio message back from Zhou Guanyu. And I'm afraid to say, because I'm stood on the other side of the pit lane, that I don't have an answer of what they said. But Gasly's got his answer and has now gone back to his pit wall. So I can't give you any more details than that. Either way, there is now an ambulance going on to the main straight. You can probably see it out of your commentary box window, going down to the incident site. So yeah, as soon as I get some information, or any of us do, I will let you know. But
I can give you a little bit of information,
Ted.
not just yourself,
Yes.
Ted, but everyone watching around the world. Zhou Guanyu is still in the car.
Yeah. Okay.
And the medical doctor, Dr. Ian Roberts from the FIA, and the extraction team are working in quite a tight, confined space to try and do what they need to do, which is not exactly aiding them, but as far as I'm aware, Zhou Guanyu is still in the car, not a huge amount of space to work with, which is why we can't.
We're going to see a replay of the start from Max Verstappen's point of view now as he hurtles down towards turn number 1. Verstappen got a great launch as well. Sainz got a poor getaway, which is what I was commentating on. But we need to see the red flag boards, because the first sector point, there, red flag immediately. Let's take a look then already from Lewis Hamilton's getaway. Okay, so Hamilton gets a getaway. I wonder if it was Sainz who didn't get a great getaway, because, sorry, Leclerc who's dropped down to 4th. Sorry, say again, now, go on.
Leclerc had something wrong with his car beforehand on the grid. Mr. Bauer was there watching it.
Yeah, okay, so, Perez had a bog down as well. That's Hamilton. So, try to look in the rear. I can't see
he took
anything.
advantage of a slow getaway by Charlie.
Yeah, I think they're reviewing the footage about what they can see. Alonso's up to 5th, though, but it's all irrelevant. There's the red flag. So there's the red flag. This is Lando Norris from Hamilton. So that's Alonso alongside. So they're only showing a 7th back, which is Russell starting 8th,
you
Zhou
can't
starting
go.
9th.
8th is Russell. You can't show from Russell.
Yeah, so from Russell back, we can't see anything. So that was the top 8 getting a good getaway, but all nullified. We will have another standing start, by the way. When this race restarts, we will have another standing start procedure as well. As
15 seconds.
15 seconds, and then the red flag. They did not get to timing zone 1, which means it will be a total restart. Yeah.
Is not only out of the car, he's been taken out of the car on a stretcher, but he is moving.
Oh, fantastic.
Oh, that's fantastic.
So Zhou Guanyu has been extracted from the car, and he is on a stretcher, but he is moving, which is the best possible news.
If you saw
and now we're going to see the replays.
Running like mad. He's run back to his car to try and get it back to the pit.
Yeah, I must say,
so that he can take part.
Can I say, gentleman George Russell immediately ran over because he would have seen that accident. That is George all over. So we're in a red flag situation. We're unsure on the starting procedure.
I think he ran to Albon to get Albon out so that they could go and try and
Joe out. Yeah,
get Joe out.
So they could try and push
the car over.
So we've got the start on my phone. We're getting close to it. They're on the parade lap. So we're going to take another look at it and talk you through everything. Maybe now...
Team on the scene and working successfully to get Joe Guanyu out of that Alfa Romeo car, and he is now being taken into...
Well, so we're told Russell goes left, clips someone, then hits Joe. That's the thing from what Gwenwyn's looked at as
If
well.
he goes left, that means could he have clipped Ocon?
Russell goes left. Must have been Joe, because Russell going left would put Joe there, because Joe's on the left-hand side.
We know that Tsunoda ran into the back of someone because he's got nose damage.
Yeah. Tsunoda's got nose damage. Ocon's got a broken front right wheel.
And Ocon has got a broken left wheel.
Yeah, and Russell's got rear left damage as well. So that's the debris we know. But you said you didn't want a red flag and hope it wasn't. I said to you it's a British Grand
I
Prix.
kept having a bad feeling that there would be.
We all had the bad feeling coming in that there'd be something going on. We all did, but
I didn't think it would be because of
we all
rain.
thought it would be protesters gluing themselves to the circuit.
Yeah, right. We've got a replay here on our
Thankfully-
phones, so we're going to take a look. They're just forming up on the grid. It's taking
There's
a while
Joe.
to load. There's Joe and that Joe locked up coming to the grid. So I wonder if that was something about it. I think we've had another freeze moment. So we're going to... Oh, here he goes. So we're having to watch on an iPhone at the moment. Russell's car's been returned to the pit lane. Whether or not he can actually get back in this race, I'm not sure, because he's received outside assistance
But
as
it's
well.
a total new race.
Yeah, that's the thing. Now, because the red flag came out before they got to the first sector time.
Mr. Bauer is there again.
Yeah. Joe Bauer said
he's
no.
saying no.
No, it's game over. Because it's a race suspended, not race stopped as well or restarted. So that's why the British fans
it's
watching
race,
on.
It's race stopped.
It's-
It's before the things.
I'm
They'll
trying to see.
argue that.
Yeah, it's race stopped, not yet. Red flag. Start of the race isn't noted. No further action than came to the stewards. Okay, so we've got a replay here. If it works on as well, because we're working on Sky Go, which is a very poor connection.
It's
so
stopping may actually help us see.
Okay, so we're going to talk you through the replay now because we've got the lights. So here come the lights then on the replay. George is saying, look, I can get in. So here's 3 lights. It's stopping every now and then, but that's going to help us identify what happened because we keep getting notifications coming through as well. It stopped on 3 lights to go. Here's 4, here's 5. So watch the back. This comes from Zhou Guanyu. So, yeah, Russell goes right. Zhou comes left. Hamilton had a demon getaway, by the way, to cut across and get ahead of Carlos Sainz. Trying to get through on our
I think
notifications.
Joe hit the rear wheel of George.
Well, we're trying to see, but it's actually first. Here we go. So
I think George.
There.
I
Wait,
think
no,
he
there.
hits there it is.
Oh, so that's what happened.
It was,
yeah.
it was Tsunoda.
Tsunoda
hit Russell into
into Zhou.
Zhou.
Yeah. So what happened was Tsunoda's on the left hand, on the right hand side. And let's get back on cameras. So, Megan, you are Yuki Tsunoda. Dad, you're George Russell, and
Well,
I'm
similar
Zhou Guanyu.
heights.
So what happened was down into turn 1 at Abbey, Tsunoda comes in. Hits Russell. Russell, because he's been hit from the side, that's why he's got the puncture, hits the side of Zhou Guanyu. Zhou goes into a spin. The front wheel collects the front wheel of Russell. And
Ocon
then
hits.
Ocon hits.
And Albon hits.
And Albon hits the back of Ocon. That tips him into the spin because he gets onto the gravel on the side of the track over the sausage curves, I might add. And that flips the car over.
The sausage curbs,
Yeah.
which also
And look
nearly
there,
killed Missani this morning.
Yeah, and there goes Zhou upside down
As
to the
soon
gravel
as he
track.
starts to the gravel, he immediately flips.
Horrible start. Right, here it is again, look. So, Bottas is coming forward. There goes Albon. Is it Albon? Need to pause it here. It's Albon. Albon hits the... so now we know what happens. It's Albon, not Tsunoda. Need to get a quick freeze on it. So, Zhou has a bad start. Albon comes to the outside line. And there is Russell, Albon, and coming through there. So it's Albon in the centre. Come on, where is it? There. Oh, no, it's Russell.
Russell hits Tsunoda.
And, yeah, Russell hits Tsunoda, and it's Tsunoda who then... So Russell gets a kick of oversteer.
So how did Tsunoda's nose get broken?
No,
I think
'cause
by
look,
Zhou.
It's caused by Zhou and Russell. So look, Russell comes across the track with a skirt of oversteer, hits the back,
I
hits
wish you
the
could all
side.
see this.
Yeah, hits the side of Tsunoda, who then hits Giovinazzi. Tsunoda's front wing gets taken off.
Not Giovinazzi.
Oh yeah, sorry, of Zhou. Zhou then gets hit on the side, and
Come back
the launch from Russell
2 years.
tips Zhou over, and then it's just on his side rolling into the gravel
And
trap.
boom, flips.
and he flips over twice into the gravel. So actually, looking back, it's not as scary. It's not as scary as it looked when you look back. It's terrifying, but it's not.
No,
when you look
it is.
through
It is when you see
it not pausing.
a car traveling upside down over that gravel. You realise that all the stones are hitting the visor, and I know that the visors and the helmets are really tough nowadays. And you've got the head guard and you've got the back.
That had been in the old
rest,
days.
right? In the old days, well, like this morning, Nissany would have been dead.
Yeah, because what happened this morning in the F2 race, Nissany forcing Hauger onto the grass.
At the corner.
Yeah, down the Vale, at the exit of Stowe. Hauger's front wing came up, rode over the sausage curb, and just whacked into the side of the halo mid-corner of Nissany.
A lot of these accidents nowadays, people would be dead.
Yeah, because he...
Second example of the halo being saved.
Hauger just went like that over Nissany's halo.
Yeah.
And he wouldn't have been cushioned by anything.
Yeah.
It'd have just broke his neck.
I must say, by the way, this is a very, very strange situation. We'll try, let's go through the YouTube chat actually quickly.
Thankfully, we've got two drivers today, Nissany and Zoe, who are, one's shook up, one's injured, but they are still alive because of because of what Sir Jackie started back in 1971. The
safety
procedures in Formula One are one of the best in the world in any sport.
Albon's gone to the medical centre, we're being told, as now the rain's starting to come in, and the British fans, understandably shocked by that for the second year running. Now they've cheered up a bit. Now hopefully they know he's okay as well.
That's the thing.
Come back with George Russell's car, and a flurry of Mercedes mechanics have come running out. They've been given the instructions to try and have a look at the damage. They're looking at the rear left. In fact, I'm standing right next to them now as they're trying to get the jack. See if they could get the jack underneath it. They've got the trolleys here. There's about 8 mechanics around me. They've been given the instruction by their team to try and get the car ready while they argue the toss with race control. So we'll be very interested to see what happens. I mean, I can see damage on the rear left. The floor is damaged, and the wheel, of course, but it doesn't actually look too bad. So as you guys were talking about before, it's a question of whether they can argue the toss for him to make the restart, I guess.
Absolutely. Thanks ever so much.
Thanks, Corinne, as they come through, and we just wait to see. And that is George Russell's car being brought off the low loader, everybody. So
I think they've got a good case here.
I think, because the red flag came out before the first signal. Now, for everyone who's going to join in for IndyCar on the YouTube channel, at 5:45, where the green flag was coming on. Obviously, with this race now going to red flag, we might not be covering the IndyCar live, and it might be either on tape delay or we will broadcast it tomorrow evening with myself and Megan on the commentary, because my partner won't be available tomorrow. So that's just letting you know about the IndyCar, but because F1 is live taking priority.
Can I see that again?
See what again? Where have you put the thing? Oh, that you want to talk about? You want to see the crash?
Yeah.
I'll give Megan back the control. It was a terrifying accident. We've yet to see a replay of it on the TV, but thanks to all this technology up in the comms box, we can see it as well. So red flag is out then, as we'll flick to the YouTube chat for this red flag period while Josh plays is going to work out. Let's listen to some radio.
Nando's.
I think they're trying to organise as well what was happening out there, so it might take a second to load.
Albon, did you say Albon's gone to the medical centre?
Albon has gone to the medical centre.
Because his car looked like it could be okay as well.
Front wing change might be all right. We need to see a full replay of that. We really do. I will be watching your commentary on IndyCar regardless of when you broadcast. As I said before, you are so much better than NBC. Thank you, Right Fossil. Well, the race is scheduled 45 minutes after the 2-hour period expires for Formula One.
Isn't it NASCAR on NBC as well tonight? Or
yes,
is that
it
Fox?
is. USA Network for NASCAR tonight, Road America. All right, Book says, not sure if I'm watching Grand Prix of Indy. I really don't like that road course. Yeah, that's Mid-Ohio, of course, that we're racing it tonight. If Formula One does finish, we'll be just before the start of IndyCar. What we'll do is we'll do a quick off of the British Grand Prix and show the podium later on in the day at the Grand Prix review as well. But because IndyCar takes priority if it's after a completion of a live race. There is the first image we've seen of Zhou Guanyu's Alfa Romeo back on all fours, and it hasn't actually. It hasn't hit the tyre barrier.
I think it has. I think it's.
You're correct. It has.
Hit it on to the left of that gentleman, where the white bit is. It's hit it there and bounced back.
Yeah. So that's the situation.
I think it's gone like that.
Yeah.
Bang.
I just turned
Bang.
it around. Yeah, turned it around a little bit, yeah. So red flag is out then.
Thank you, Martin. Martin's just said the same as me.
We can hear Martin in our ears, by the way, as the red flag is out then. So we completed 21 seconds. Let's take a look at the race start then.
This is from Josh's favourite helicopter.
So there is Zhou Guanyu. There comes Alexander Albon. He goes through. Latifi goes through. Here comes Albon. No, it was Tsunoda. Oh, and that's... There was two contacts. There was two separate contacts as well. That's what caused... it hit...
Over the tyre barrier.
So Zhou went over the tyre barrier into the catch fencing. My goodness me. So that was the race start.
No wonder it took him a while.
So there, Zhou flipping upside down on his head on the roll bars over the halo, hits the tyre barrier and it digs in and rolls over. The catch fencing has not only saved Zhou Guanyu,
but the spectators.
As well. And that's down at the commentary box as well, where the track announcer is. So
you can see
Albon
Zhou putting his head down.
Albon hit into the side of Ocon and Tsunoda, so there was two separate crashes in that race start as well. This is on board with Russell, so Russell gets a poor getaway. That's what triggers the yellow lights. Latifi goes through, looks across. Latifi gets a whack from Tsunoda, who then whacks into the side of Zhou. And look, Russell's had a clear indication about where that's gone.
Saw it.
That's why Russell stopped. This is on board with Gasly. Was it Gasly instead of Tsunoda who's gone to the middle? It was. So it was Pierre Gasly who caused the pincer movement. Sorry to Tsunoda calling that, but Tsunoda had the damage. So both AlphaTauris running into that. So it's Gasly who tags the side of Russell, who then goes into the side of Zhou, and Gasly's continued on. Here's Lance Stroll. This is the second impact of the start. Where did it catch now? So there's Tsunoda having a bad getaway, and Tsunoda whacks into the back. Oh, Tsunoda, completely innocent. He gets whacked out by Albon spinning back. Sebastian Vettel is going to have a better view of this. In front is Alexander Albon. It nearly was two cars flipping up. Vettel hit the back of Albon. That's what triggered Albon spinning. So there was 3 start line crashes, not the original one. 3 separate crashes.
The scary thing
at
there
the start.
That the marks that me and Martin were on about are where the car hits and then flips over the barriers.
3 separate.
Just said the same as me.
Albon's completely out of the race, broken front and left suspension and rear. This is on board with Yuki Tsunoda, so Tsunoda was involved. This is how he got his front wing broke. Tsunoda had a bad getaway, and there's Zhou flipping. Here's Tsunoda, and everyone's distracted, and Tsunoda was distracted. And Albon just comes across the front path of him as well. 17 cars into one doesn't go. Here's it from Esteban Ocon's point of view. So Ocon moves away from Tsunoda. Ocon goes on the grass, pushes Tsunoda, and then it all just concertinas behind. That is, I think, the worst start to a Grand Prix since Hungary last year. Maybe even.
I think it's worse.
It was since Spa.
They didn't even make it 20 seconds.
No, that is a really bad start crash. And there's Zhou upside down, flipping around into the barrier. So he digs into the gravel, and then when he comes back on all 4, the gravel launches him past the tyre barrier and into the catch fencing.
All 4 of them saw.
You know, isn't repairable there. That's
and there is. Oh, I don't like seeing that. Let's hear from Bottas.
So, Beato, driver is okay. Just informed the message from race control. So, Joe is okay.
Thanks.
And a massive cheer goes all the way around Silverstone
brilliant.
As they've been told that Zhou Guanyu is okay, and the fans applauding massively. Brilliant. So, we're told Zhou Guanyu is okay after that crash. So, Russell, Zhou and Albon, the 3 official retirements, but I think instead of a standing start, we might have a rolling start after that one because we can't do that again. Although, are we never going to have a 5-light start procedure again, I presume?
Yeah, of course we are.
Yeah, so the race will probably restart with a standing start.
The scariest thing there was the fact that the car flipped over into the catch fencing. Over the barriers.
Yeah, it actually took off.
Another scary thing is the fact that it was more than one.
Yeah, it's 3 separate incidents.
Which were only connected after the incident occurred.
Yeah, that's a fair point. No, Albon got in trouble
the
after.
3 separate incidents, they only connected to one another after each individual one started.
Right, okay.
Well, you know what they say on the TV show Traffic Cops? An accident is a series of happenings.
Yeah,
because
that's what it was.
He avoided the original crash by a hair and then got knocked.
I'd just like to inform you that 10 cars were involved in that start line crash, as the restart is going to be from original grid positions, I'm being told. Let's listen to
the initial
Crew Channock is going to explain it better than either of us
We can show you from the helicopter, first of all. So I'm going to pick these drivers out. You can see that there is Joe, there's George Russell, and that is Pierre Gasly. Further back, watch out, Sebastian Vettel, Alex Albon. So those are the 5 cars we're keeping an eye on. As the start gets going, George and Joe Guan Yu, as Martin said, made terrible starts. Watch out for Nicholas Latifi here. He's in the blue Williams, so he gets through the middle straight away, gets through the gap in the middle, and as they get going, at this point, Gasly, he sees that same gap that Latifi's gone through, and there is the pinch point. So we'll just go back a couple of frames to see it. But you can see George moves across from his line here. He's starting to move across to the left-hand side. We'll just go slowly along. There, he deviates slightly to the left. Gasly gets pinched in between. He's got nowhere to go. Joe is obviously to the left-hand side, and the contact is made. So that's where that incident happened. And we will go on board in a second to show you. But I just want to quickly point out that accident's happening there, up ahead. And Albon, clearly, as you said, Crofty, smoke, and he's reacted. He's backed out of it. And Sebastian Vettel gone into the back of him. I think also the Alfa Romeo, the other Alfa Romeo of Valtteri Bottas, who was in front in this red car here, he's first slowed down. Albon's had to react to him. Vettel can't see that Bottas has slowed down, and he's gone to the back of Albon, which has sent Albon with a big impact into the barrier there on the right-hand side. The concrete wall he's gone into. So let's go on board with Pierre Gasly. As I said before, Latifi gets through the gap. Gasly's gone for that same gap there, and watching his hands, he can see that it's a horrible feeling as a racing driver. If you're in the middle, the gap is just narrowing. There's nothing he could do. He can't go left, can't go right, and he can't really back out of it because then he'll get hit from behind. And big impact we see there, Joe going upside down, and I'm very, very glad to hear he's okay. Let's watch it from George Russell's start. So he knows he's made a poor getaway. Look at the cars ahead disappearing away. There comes Latifi. And now, this is the interesting point, right? So this is where George is. You can just see the front wing here of the Alfa Romeo alongside him there. And as we go along, he's made the contact. So it's, yeah, it's one of those things. The start line incident is quite hard to you know, it's one of those things. 3 into 1 doesn't go. But, yeah, again, just watch George's hands. He's there, and now looks in the left mirror. That is critical. He's looked at watch his head, and he's just taken a look in the left mirror there and starts to move across to the left-hand side. And I think he's underestimated. He's completely underestimated that Gasly was coming up at high speed, and unfortunately, they've made contact. So, yeah, there you go. That gives you a little bit of an insight.
It's going to... Thank you very much, Karun. It's going to be a full restart. Megan's got an idea about that.
I think Russell couldn't see Gasly. I think Gasly was in the blind spot.
Yeah.
And that caused the accident, the fact that Gasly was in the wrong position.
That's even shot Tom Cruise.
Taken out of that car into the ambulance. Ted, bring me more.
Ted!
Well, I actually have more on the restart, Crofty, which will be the grid order.
So it's a complete restart. We thought it was.
The biggest question up and down the engineers, up and down the pit lane is, why is that then? So there seems to be some sort of confusion
got to the first timing line.
about why race control have decided that actually
They never got
it's
to the
going
first
to be
sector
Carlos
time.
Sainz starting
It was 5 seconds before
the
they
restart
did. Yeah. Before Red
at the
was
front
to go
on
out.
pole.
Danny Ricks
Lewis Hamilton, who made a great
music.
start, up from 5th, is going to be back to 5th.
Oh, that's a bad start. Thanks, Ted. Josh has got news. Josh.
Yeah, I'm just looking at Twitter, and on the first lap of the Grand Prix, on the Wellington Straights, there were protesters managed to get onto the track.
No.
Yeah.
Is that when the race started? They were on the track.
It was after the red flag.
Thank God for that. So, can I just say,
They said they would.
they said they would, but I'm glad Zhou Guanyu's okay. But if it wasn't for that red flag that came out 20 seconds before, then people could have been killed. My God. Well, to those protesters who have gone onto the Silverstone circuit, you absolutely stupid bunch of immature, ridiculously stupid people. And that's a prison sentence. You need medical attention if you think that going onto a live motor racing circuit with cars doing over 200 miles an hour down the Wellington Straight is a good idea. You absolute bunch of muppets.
They go onto motorways.
Oh, no,
you know,
I'm so out. Yeah, well, these cars are going faster than that.
And there's lorries.
If a Formula One car hits you at over 200 miles an hour,
you ever tried
you won't just be injuring yourself. You'll be dead, but it would rip you in half.
Have you ever tried
It's ripped
stopping
the
a
cars
lorry
in
going
half
at 60
before.
miles an hour?
Yeah, you'd be ripped apart too. Oh,
It takes,
ripped the cars in
it takes
half
3/4 to,
Yeah.
to a mile.
And the
Sorry, 2 seconds down to 10.
Had to shuffle the cars, apart from the top 6 or so. Everybody else has had to shuffle their cars, and the poor Aston Martins, who took advantage of the chaos on lap 1, have had to shuffle all the way back, all the way to the back. And
Right.
A lot of people.
So there is
thinking
Sainz
there
at the
might-
front of the queue, and I think we can confirm.
So this is going to be a whole new restart procedure,
that
they don't know
means-
why.
That means we
We do.
might get George and
Yeah.
back in.
Before the
Crofty.
when we had the red flag, I should say, there were several people who attempted to enter the track here at Silverstone. Those people were immediately removed. The matter is now being dealt with by the local authorities. There was
It's 2003 all over again.
saying
I did wonder why there was a police
some-
car in the pits.
Now we know why there was a police car.
I saw
Yeah.
the police car in the pits, and I'm like, well, that's not usually there.
Well, thanks, Josh, for bringing us that information, because that's ridiculous. I wonder if the red flag was for both, then, as you said, Megan.
Josh is on it.
Yeah, Josh is completely on Twitter.
Tell me if that Yuki's just on the phone or got an earpiece in.
No, he's blocking out the engine starting because they're firing up his engines.
I was
'cause
going to say, because I don't want a head injury from Yuki too.
We've got in.
Yuki's just on
Can I
the
just say, if the race, we need a 10-minute warning to restart this race. So now we're now inside. We're inside the 2-hour cutoff for IndyCar. This race must now finish within 2 hours, but hopefully it will.
Yeah, no more reds.
Yeah, we want a very quick off then to go to IndyCar. If somebody could tell me the exact call start time.
IndyCar, if they're thinking, look at all the police there, where they're not usually.
They're leaving.
Let's go down to Simon Lazenby.
You have a look at it, it was right at the top of the catch fencing. It was really lucky it wasn't any lower, otherwise that could have been incredibly, incredibly dangerous.
Yeah, it was one of those accidents that everything has just gone wrong up until the point where he's okay. So he's upside down here. Already it's unusual to be upside down. These cars don't flip over that easily these days. And it's just kind of dug in, and then it's flicked off of the first line of tyres, and that's flicked the car up in the air and into the catch fencing. Luckily, the catch fencing's nice and strong. They've done a great job of that, and it's there to keep, obviously, the driver safe, but also the spectators as well, and it's bounced down in between the catch fencing and the tyres. But I think the reason for the long hold was he was okay, but the problem is they just couldn't get him out the car.
Yeah.
Because there's very limited space down there.
Oh, first thing to say is, any time we have a race stopped and a suspension, if you like, of the video that we've been hoping to see, it's very worrying. So we're very, very relieved to see that Joe is okay and out of that car. But yes, sounds like he was stuck up against the...
So this is Zhou Guanyu from the onboard, and you just saw he got completely taken out from the start there, didn't you? Big accident there.
Oh, well, I think I saw
That reminds me of the
Joe's
F2 crash
Yeah.
in Italy.
Yeah. So here's the restart procedure then coming through as well. Megan?
I just found out why I think Joe is fine.
Why?
Well, as fine as he can be. Because I just noticed he put his head down.
Well, he's a
As soon
tiny
as-
driver anyway, but yeah. I
As
know
soon
what
as
you
he started moving, I think he shifted his body further down into
Yeah.
the thing to try and protect himself.
So we now saw from Joe's onboard, which I did see, but I was just reading the FIA bulletin that came out, and you two, I quickly shouted the talkback because we had Stop Sky.
It's Sebastian running into the back of, not Albon, Latifi.
Yeah, good start from him as well. And it was nullified by running in the back of the Williams.
And we know that was because the car in front of Latifi braked.
Yeah.
This
Which,
is Albon.
This is Albon. So this is Albon going in front. So he's coming. That's a bad result for Albon as well. Oh. So yeah, Bottas lifted, and that caused the Constantino effect further back in the field. So that was the problem there. So just adjust my.
All four drivers that went off, they all saw what happened to Zhou.
Here we go. We're back in normal speed now.
They had a direct line of sight.
And three of the drivers at the British Grand Prix were brought up in Britain.
Yeah.
Zhou, Albon and Russell.
So we've got a thing that's just been emailed to me. I think it's the
They're
same
nervous
as.
enough before their own Grand Prix, aren't they?
So we just got this email to me as well, which I think Josh might receive on Twitter. The FIA advises that following the incident at the start of the race, emergency crews were immediately in attendance, and the drivers of car 23 Albon and 24 Zhou have both been taken to the medical centre. Both drivers were conscious and will be evaluated at the medical centre, and further updates will be given in due course. That is brilliant. But this is the image that I've just been sent on Twitter as well, which was Zhou completely upside down.
Look, his head.
He's pulled his head down as well. But
Actually, I saw him.
yeah.
Well, on the TV pictures, you saw his head going like
down,
that.
yeah.
That's amazing. When you find out that things and then you remember.
Unbelievable.
Because obviously he would be.
What's that, Mars bar?
He would be upside down, so he would be
It's
falling.
granola.
Granola.
Yeah. The reason, by the way, we're under a red flag is because of that incident, but also the Tech Pro barrier is damaged, so and so is the catch fencing. So I have to replace the catch fencing, which can take a long time. So IndyCar is off on this YouTube channel at the current stage of things. We'll be commentating on that tomorrow at 3 p.m. UK time. You finished at 3, aren't you?
No.
What time are you finished tomorrow?
4:15.
We'll be commentating on that race at 6 p.m. tomorrow.
I'm not doing IndyCar, remember. I've got tests after this first one.
Well, we'll get somebody on.
Got psychology.
We'll
as
get
well.
Josh, are you around? Yeah. Yeah, Josh, what time are you available tomorrow?
Any day after midday.
6 p.m. No, 3 p.m. We'll go for 3 p.m. Catch people at the end of work.
Any time after midday. Why is that then?
Summer holidays.
Is it summer holidays down there?
No.
Oh, no, nice of him. Well, to be fair, I'm free any day. But
He's
that might be
relaxing
around.
now.
Yeah, well, we're under a red flag. I may as well be sat down, but you've nicked my seat. My lovely seat from
Can
GT
I
Omega.
get my dartboard back
There
out?
was another chick.
Might need your dartboard.
His
We did-
dartboard.
We had that. No, actually, because think about what you did in Monaco when the red flag came out. We're just going to take you off a sec because YouTube has said something as well here as well. Gwenwyn says, lucky but not lucky from the looks of it. He glides a flat. He wasn't flipping. He flipped over, then he just glided and then he flipped into the board. Bottas radio.
But even still, it must shake you up.
From medical center. So Joe is conscious. He's talking. There is no fractures, and considering the circumstances, he is pretty good. Pretty well.
And another round of applause
So there is
around
confirmation.
Silverstone. Fantastic.
I know that in the medical centre that they have facilities.
Yeah.
But I think only Imola has. Why are they bringing lagers out?
That is
bitter.
No. That is. It's dark fruits, strongbow dark fruits.
Right. Anyway.
To be fair, I'm doing the British Grand Prix with a pint of Vintage.
I agree with I Write
Shall I go
Books,
get a drink?
who said that is possibly the worst crash since Mike Conway at the Indy 500, where he ends up just sat in the car.
Yeah,
And you
everything
can
else
see
wrapped around him, yeah.
Everything's been destroyed around him.
So we are under a red flag situation.
We
and
also
I took my
F2 in
sorry.
Imola.
Oh, that one, yeah.
Yeah, we had one. The lad that later was involved in the other crash, who got injured and was out for 18 months. He was flipped into the fencing like that.
Yeah.
And of course, the famous one, when you start thinking about it, is Gilles Villeneuve.
Villeneuve got flipped into the catch fencing.
He was flipped into the catch fencing, and that's the difference between the cars. When Gilles was there, they weren't strong enough. For Joe's walked away, Gilles died.
Yeah.
You know, that's the difference. And it was a similar thing, thrown into the catch fencing.
Yeah, it was a horrible crash, that one as well. Adam says...
I remember it as a kid. I honestly
you do, yeah.
do
You
remember it.
before,
It's going in my mind right now because I remember watching it on TV when I was a child.
Adam says, sunny skies at Silverstone, no rain coming, right? Question mark from Growing Win. No rain's predicted, but there has been a few things around, a few spots of rain on the grid.
What do we expect putting this...
Oh, sorry, Ted.
That George Russell will not be allowed to start the restart, or should we call it, given that they're going to start in their grid order,
Start 2.
The second British Grand Prix of 2022. The Mercedes team have tried their luck with the FIA. They've said that, look, you know, he was just there to check Zhou Guanyu was okay. We can repair the car, etc., etc., etc. But the FIA have said he cannot start the second running of the 2022 British Grand Prix because he received mechanical assistance during the race. So,
10 minutes to go to the restart.
But it won't be with George Russell.
The race will restart in 10 minutes' time. I just heard the klaxon, which means we're 10 minutes away from the restart, everybody. So it will be 56 minutes past. So it will be an hour exactly delay.
Adam says there's sunny skies over Silverstone. Yeah, but the reason we get rain is because who puts a Grand Prix on the same week as, well, the same 2 weeks as Wimbledon?
I know.
It always rains at Wimbledon. That's why they've got a roof.
Yeah, and I was commentating some of the Wimbledon as well here on USON as well, if you're listening to us on the radio.
Lee McKenzie.
Yeah, Lee Mac was, yeah.
Lee actually interviewed Emma Raducanu and...
yeah, so race will resume. It will be restart behind the safety car, and then it'll be a standing start. So we'll do lap 2 behind the safety car, and then the restart will be on lap 3 officially to go again. So it'll be a whole new restart.
Where's she gone?
Megan has disappeared to get a drink. Did you need to disappear quickly?
I am going to disappear in a moment.
Are you going to come back?
You never know.
Oh,
they seek me here, they seek me there, they seek me everywhere.
I'll put it this way. You're coming back to the commentary box.
Oh, Megan had turned that into a song.
Well, Megan's actually back now as well, so it's your turn to disappear in a second. Josh, please, down to you.
Hamilton's just entered Sebastian Vettel's side of the garage.
That's bizarre.
Well, he's pretending to be a mechanic. Lewis has been sat with his mechanics on the pit wall.
Well, there's Mohammed Ben Sulayem, the FIA president. Yeah, the big
FIA
president.
president's going to talk to Sebastian.
Yeah. I'm just wondering, Josh, has he done that? Because he's currently P3, and that means he stopped outside the Aston Martin garage. So I wonder if he's gone there to get back to the paddock. That's what it could be. Happy birthday, Sebastian Vettel. 35 years old today as well.
And it gets crashed.
And his birthday present was to drive the FW14B.
Which he owns.
Which he owns as well.
Wait.
Which, to people who don't know, it was Nigel's famous car that won here in 85?
92.
92.
Have you already done that?
All right, you go then. You can disappear for 8 minutes. See you back soon.
7 minutes.
You've got 8 minutes. Off you go.
7 minutes 40 now.
Oh, well, the race will still be a standing start, so you better quickly disappear. The formation will be 2 minutes, so we've got time as we just get out of the way here. There's somebody dressed as a clown out here in the commentary box as well.
What?
As not an actual clown, as a thingy clown, Megan. He's right there as he comes through. As Ian Birch leaves the commentary box, he'll be back with us shortly. Hello, Megan. Red flag out there again.
You nearly frightened me. You said clown.
I'd just like to point out, Megan, that you were the person who said, let's hope there's no red flag. And it's gone to red flag. And
within 15 seconds.
Say again?
Within 15 seconds.
Within 15 seconds of the start, it goes to green. And
I needed to study.
What was that with your scream at the start?
I saw it.
I call action and then bang.
Yeah, because I saw it.
Yeah, well, at least I didn't swear this time. So George Russell is out of the Grand Prix. His car's received outside assistance, which means he will not be restarting.
I was like screaming loudly because I was like, oh my God, who the hell is that?
Oh, by the way, the race is going to restart at 15:56. So that's in 6 minutes and 30 seconds time until the green flag.
Look at that.
It will be a standing start, by the way, and that's Russell. Oh,
both wheels are literally.
Oh no, that's
side-
Joe. That's Joe's car.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Both wheels are beside each other.
So that's Joe Guan Yu's car.
Looks like a really weird bow tie.
So who's taking the start? So it's a complete restart, which means Sainz starts on pole, Verstappen is second, Leclerc third, Perez fourth, Hamilton fifth, Norris is sixth, Alonso seventh, Russell eighth.
If he starts.
Joe's out of it. Latifi starts 10th or gets bumped up. Natalie Pinkham's in the paddock with George Russell.
George, a dramatic crash at the start of the British Grand Prix. Just explain to us what happened from your perspective.
Yeah, firstly, glad to see that Joe's doing okay. Obviously, absolutely horrific incident. Ultimately, we took a risk starting on the hard because I made the mistake in qualifying. We were starting out of position, and we thought that risk gave us the best opportunity later in the race. But there was just no grip whatsoever on this. You know, the hardest compound is cold out there. I got swamped by all the cars, and yeah, next thing I know, I got touched. I was in the side of Joe, and that was it.
And tell us about your discussions with the FIA and why you haven't been able to restart the race. Is it fair?
Well, I mean, I jumped out of the car to see if Joe was okay. I saw it was red flag straight away.
Yeah, we saw that.
And when I came back to the car, I couldn't quite get it started for whatever reason. So I ran back to the team to check. I told the marshals to leave the car. And next thing, when I got back, the car was on the back of the flatbed. So, yeah, apparently as soon as you get assistance, you can't restart. So it's very frustrating because the car was just had the puncture. And there's no doubt we had the pace to come back to P6 today.
And there's no way of appealing that?
Well, we're trying, but they're pretty adamant, the FIA, at the moment. So, yeah, it's one of those unique scenarios, I guess. But I don't know. I can't really think about it at the moment.
I know, I'm sure. In the whole scheme of things, you know, I mean, it seems unfair, but as you say, the bottom line is that everyone's okay because it is a horrific crash. Glad to see that you're okay as well.
Cheers.
Thank you.
Ferraris are saying it'll be a standing start after a lap behind the safety car. Still no official word on the order. Well, it'll be Sainz on pole, Verstappen second, Leclerc starts third, so he negatively doesn't get that restart procedure. As we come back up to show you the grids as well. Megan, this is going to be fun. Restart for British Grand Prix.
And I hope the rest of the race goes without any dramas like that, because I think that's enough crashing drama for today for everyone. And it's
looks like we
the
might
rain stays off.
Looks like we might have to call the podium later on in the broadcast during the Grand Prix review, which is really bad at our home race. But IndyCar starts, we believe the green flag time is at 15:45. Is at 17:45, which is in 1 hour 56 minutes. So we're closing in on that time.
Do you know what's hilarious?
Yeah.
Do you know who had the fastest time on the grid before the
Who?
red?
Schumacher.
Who was behind all that drama?
So Schumacher was doing quite well. So if you're just joining us on USRN or YouTube, technically we've been on the red flag now for 54 minutes, and we've technically, technically as well. This is the second time the British Grand Prix is delayed, so it's a 4 o'clock start to the British Grand Prix. Marry me, Christian, as one of the fans saying there as well. Christian Hull is in a lot of anticipation here this morning. He wants to be loved, doesn't he? I think he's married to one of the Spice Girls.
Jerry.
I know, it was sarcastic.
Jerry would have something to say about that board, and it would be laughter.
Getting a bit breezy out here at Silverstone as well. Marry me, Daniel. So spirits start to get lifted. Alexander Albon has been transferred to hospital via helicopter. The same of Zhou Guanyu as well, we believe. We're waiting on official confirmation of Zhou being transferred. We've been told that there is going through. So there are no injuries in the stands. No injuries in the stands. Tedos.
Confirmed order we can use is the original grid. So I think what we've had in the past, Crofty, is that the reason that there was confusion up amongst, by the way, Stefano Domenicali, the boss of F1 management, is patrolling the pit lane, kind of, I don't know what he's doing. I have a feeling his face looks like, can we get this going again, please? People have Sunday afternoons to get on with.
An IndyCar.
They want to watch the British Grand Prix for the second time, and can we get going?
He's a racing fan like the rest of us, you see. He wants to see the cars
I
racing.
think in past red flags after the start, there has been a lap completed, or at least they passed that safety car 2 line before the red flag has been shown. So at least we've had an order with which we can restart. I think that's the difference between this one, which was red flagged very quickly, and other ones where at least they've had a think about it, and people while they've had a think about, do we red flag this, they've managed to do more of the lap and actually establish an order. I think that's the difference.
And I'm sure adding to...
Standing start has been confirmed. No injuries in the stands, that is correct. Everybody is A-OK. We've got away with that one, everybody. A very clean Formula 1.
Shall I go remind Dad?
Yes. Away you go. And Josh Players is also disappeared, so I'll be on my own for the restart. So
well, I'm still here.
Oh, okay. We're going to be in a start procedure anyway, so we'll be coming to the grid. As we get ready, well, thank you for staying with us on the YouTube channel and on USRN. Let's hope we have a good restart. We've had an hour's delay to the 2022 British Grand Prix. They'll do a parade lap once again. It will now be technically a 50-lap race because we lose 2 laps due to the red flag. 3 seconds, 2 seconds, 1. Red flag retrieved. And the safety car has been deployed now. The British Grand Prix restarts behind the safety car. This will be a warm-up lap towards the race being officially restarted with a 3-light procedure. We've yet to find the official order, but apparently Sainz leads Verstappen from Leclerc, Perez, Hamilton, Alonso, Norris, Latifi, Bottas, Ricciardo top 10, Gasly and Norris and Alonso have changed over as well. So we'll wait for the official grid to sort itself out on the track.
And we ask, please, no more crashes.
Yeah, where is he?
I'm not exactly sure. I just said, Dad, get in here, restart. It was like a really broken up phone conversation. I didn't hear his reply. Yeah. Like I was breaking up. Like,
phone?
Dad.
Oh, I see. Right, well, safety car's going to lead them out then, so we'll go for another procedure. 2-hour clock has restarted, so 1 hour 58 minutes of this race, which means if we go to the 2 hours, we don't usually. So, tell you what, this race might be finished at 5:30, which means IndyCar might be done live.
Yay.
For God's sake, finish the race at 5:30. Let's just have green flag. Safety car will enter the pits. It will be a standing start for the British Grand Prix at Silverstone. That's what we like to see, isn't it, Megan?
It is. Not crashing.
Yeah, so safety car's officially been withdrawn, so you can see the driver tracker in operation as well. They're just forming up then as well.
We just want a lot of fun overtakes.
Protesters have now been removed after attempting to gain access to the track at the start of the race. So we knew they would attempt lap 1, but we didn't know where. So thankfully...
Luckily it wasn't where the crash was.
Yes, and that red flag came out just in time to stop them. Apparently they got onto the track 15 seconds after the red flag had been called.
But they're like, damn.
Yeah.
What were they thinking?
So
they
that's
could have
good.
been killed.
Russell learns the hard way. The beating will continue until morals improve. No good deed goes unpunished. Alright, Book says it was. With hearing protection in your own little world, things happen so fast it can happen in front of you. When you're not looking, you don't see it. Gwenwyn says, well, Sainz has to make sure he'll have a better start this time. Here's the starting grid then for the British Grand Prix as things stand. It is Carlos Sainz on pole position. So Max Verstappen will be alongside him. Then Charles Leclerc and Sergio Perez, Lewis Hamilton and Lando Norris, Fernando Alonso and Nicolas Latifi, Pierre Gasly will then be alongside Valtteri Bottas, Yuki Tsunoda, then alongside Danny Ricciardo, then it's Esteban Ocon, Kevin Magnussen, Sebastian Vettel, Mick Schumacher and Lance Stroll, the 17 in the fold. There's Nigel Mansell back with his Tash, which is great news as well. Don't know why that's been blocked for you there, mate, Adam. I've corrected that for you, my friend. But it's Carlos Sainz on pole position again, Megan, and this time he's going to give himself an opportunity to get a better start. Both the Ferraris need it, and I suppose this hour's delay has given Ferrari time to fix Leclerc's electronic issue that caused him delay on the first start.
Yeah, so this is both a blessing red flag and also a very, very bad one.
Field are lined up. It's lap 3 of the British Grand Prix here at Silverstone. 50 laps to go here at Silverstone. Ian Birch will be returning to the commentary box in a few moments. Josh Plays down the pits. Myself and Megan will take you through the green flag restart here at Silverstone. Hopefully, it's going to be a good getaway. Lance Stroll, for the second time today, lines up at the back. We've had exactly an hour red flag period because it's now 2 hours we've been on the year. It's time to restart the British Grand Prix with 5 red lights, which will come on one at a time. 3 lights, 4 lights, 5 lights. And it's action at Silverstone. It's a good start this time by Max Verstappen, who Carlos Sainz blocks down to turn 1 into Abbey. Verstappen takes the lead, but Sainz holds it round the outside. And now here comes Sergio Perez, trying to go for the lead round the outside of Village. Sainz has hold off Verstappen. He's learned from the first getaway as it's the 4 abreast. And Leclerc breaks his front wing, touching the side of Perez as Hamilton and Norris go side by side. Sainz weaving left and right down the Wellington Straight. Leclerc's got a broken front wing as he tries to go round the outside line into the corner, and Verstappen forces Leclerc off the track, and it's happening again.
I believe that
Lando
one of the Haas have broken a bit of different wing.
And Lando Norris is alongside Lewis Hamilton going to round towards Cobb's corner. Hamilton's out ahead as a broken front wing flies up in the air from Charles Leclerc down the Hangar Straight. Down towards Cobb's corner, down the National Straight. I'm surprised we won't need a safety car for that one.
I mean it when I say
more Ferrari debris going off everywhere. I'm sure there'll be a virtual or safety car for one of these as well. But Sainz leads after aggressively defending from Max Verstappen. Leclerc is down to 3rd position, but with a broken front wing, and Perez too, Megan, has got broken winglets as well.
Race control, turn incident involving cars.
Turn 6 is in down there at Brooklands involving Verstappen. Leclerc noted as round the outside Pierre Gasly tries to take Fernando Alonso and does so with a superb move as the British Grand Prix is underway.
Finally, and this time we get through a complete lap with no crashes. We didn't even get past a sensor.
Oh, Sing Hosanna. That's the reason the race restarted with a complete grid. As we told you, they never got past the first sector point before that red flag was called. It's a 35-second first sector. The red flag was called after 20 seconds.
Do you know the 2 others that went off in the crash? Well, look where they are now.
Well, yeah, point out.
They moved up the order. Sonoda is in 9th and Ocon is in 10th.
And Bottas is up into 12th position as well. Danny Ricciardo's dropped down 3 places on that getaway as well. Crazy start then. I thought we were going to have contact through turn 1. Sainz and Verstappen so close together. I thought they were going to fly off again.
Did you see the further back contact?
I did see the further back contact, yeah.
I think it was between a Haas and
I think it was Magnussen and Vettel, because they've dropped down to 14th and 15th positions then at the start. Schumacher's past Stroll. So Schumacher's to 16th. Stroll. It might have been Schumacher.
Magnussen, one of the Haas's, like one of, do you know the front wing bits?
The end plate flew off,
end
yeah.
plates.
So there's debris all around Silverstone. Hopefully that doesn't cause a puncture at some point in this race. Down the Hangar Straight we go then.
It flew in the grass.
And that is what is that on the AlphaTauri? It looked like a broken wing, but it's just the Halo painting cover. That caught me by surprise.
Something I think
Flying
a visor
off.
just got thrown off there.
Josh Plays down the pits. A crazy restart as well. How are you reading things on your end in race control?
Yeah, well, I'm just trying to send you a photo. I
won't get it. I definitely won't get it. I've got no signal in the box. Yeah, I'll see if I can get it. But anyone unsure on lap count, everyone unsure on lap count. Cars can't refuel, so lap 1 was lap 1 of the race. That's why we haven't had a complete restart. DRS has been enabled, by the way, so Sainz has pulled out a 1.3 second advantage to Karun Chanog.
News on the other side of the Ferrari pit. Charles Leclerc's radio to say his car is okay despite going over that big sausage curb at the loop.
And having damage to his car as well. Thank you very much, Karun Chanog, as well, up here in the comms box. The race then goes on here at Silverstone with an amazing run. It's Sainz leading, Verstappen is second, 3rd place for Leclerc, Perez 4th, Norris is 5th, Hamilton 6th, Gasly 7th as they come down towards Cobb's corner once again. That was Charles Leclerc with a broken front end plate. So the same for Sergio Perez, and they are losing hand over fist time positions. But Lando Norris is P5. He says he might win this race.
He's all okay on the car?
So we lost the right side end plate, front end plate, missing 5 points.
And that is a lot. That's missing 5 points of aero on the car as well. So he's losing a lot of time. And no further action as Schumacher's been told he hit something because Lando Norris.
Okay, understood. Okay. Okay.
And Alonso passes Gasly going to P7.
Okay,
down to the pit lane comes Sergio Perez. As Lewis Hamilton tries to come around the outside. Into we go again. But it was a good restart, so Perez is pitting. His damage, Megan, looks to be a bit too much. But now it's the battle of the British at Silverstone as Lando Norris is ahead of Lewis Hamilton as Perez into the pit lane. Is this for a new wing?
Well, the battle of the British didn't work out so well last time.
Josh plays. Is it what's it for? Josh?
Perez currently...
Well, Perez has changed over his front wing as well, as we can see down there as well. He's got, what tyres he's gone out on, Josh? 2 seconds, because here comes Lewis Hamilton down the Wellington straight to the inside line into Brooklands, and he makes the move. Lewis Hamilton gets ahead to the roar of the British crowd. I'm not sure which one they were cheering for there, Lewis or Lando.
I generally don't know.
I don't know either.
I see a lot of orange.
I see a lot of LH44 as well.
They're going to be fine.
Yeah, Josh plays. What have you got then?
Perez went on to used mediums of just 1 lap.
I thought it was mediums.
So that just 1 lap. So he's going to go longer in this race. Now, that's interesting because if I look at the medium compound that Perez had, if it's an old set, then he didn't have any of those left. So maybe because the race has started, he's been able to take some in. But
maybe.
Interesting take then on the start. Maybe it's do you reckon it's his original starting tyres? He changed them to the red flag and now he's gone back to them. That's why it's registered as a lap. Yeah, I bet that was it as well. We must find out his starting tyre. It's telling us here. Perez started...
mediums.
Yeah, so Perez has gone back to the set of tyres he started the race at.
He went on to mediums after changing them and then went back.
Here's the restart, Megan. Talk us through it.
The restart went rather smoothly, apart from the complete battle between Sainz and Verstappen. Then Perez decided to join the mix. Diamond formation for Ferraris and...
This bit was dangerous. Look at this. 4 abreast into the loop.
That was dangerous.
I thought all of them were going to wipe each other out. 4 abreast. My brain was going mad as Sainz on the outside. Verstappen lunged up the inside. Perez was already there. And then Leclerc stuck his nose in. It was Leclerc and Perez who came together. But Sainz aggressively forcing Max in. Max had to take the inside line to into Abbey. But a great move then from Sainz. He got the lead.
Though... Sainz should really learn not to push people into a barrier because we've just seen what that can do. So maybe he shouldn't do that.
Yeah, I know. It's come forward as well in this one as well. As they come into the action then on the side. As they come in.
Of Lewis Hamilton, who finds himself just caught a little bit here, trying to avoid any potential contact between Leclerc and Perez.
So that's an interesting thing, as Lewis Hamilton was side by side there at the back, Megs. This is getting tense, isn't it?
Well, Dad's not here.
Yeah, well, Dad's not here.
1 second behind. No DRS.
Did you just make it go down?
No, I'm just shorter.
Oh, okay. You are a bit shorter because of the headrest.
Also because I'm shorter than you.
All right, well, Megan takes the GT Omega as there is your race leader, Carlos Sainz, going for his first ever win in his 150th Grand Prix start. He's at 11 podiums, 2 fastest laps, 1 pole position. Now he's going for that 1 pole to 1 win conversion as they keep on running here. Let's hear Debris turn 11, and that is at Cops. That's at Maggots and Beckett's.
That's where I saw the end plate go off.
That would be from the Ferrari and Red Bull battle that was.
No, not that one.
And Schumacher, they all disappeared at the same time.
It was exactly turn 11 where every single one of them went off. So I think it went into the grass.
Too fast to be put on the safety car. Presumably that would be too fast to put out the virtual safety car. It would have to be full safety car at that point. Do you agree there, Josh, or would it be full safety car or virtual? How fast is that part of the track?
Very fast. It would probably be a full safety car. Just having a look at the Zoe crash.
Go on. The Zoe crash, go on.
And good job for the Halo number 1, because it protected the driver, and number 2 because the rollover bar broke off down to Ted.
To change, and that's why he's lost so much race time, Perez. Just another update from down here. Sebastian Vettel did the second start on a soft set of tyres, but they didn't last longer than 8 laps, and he's pitted and gone on to carry on the race.
All right, down to you, Josh, again.
That's all I've got down
Okay.
here.
I think a move's about to be tried to be made.
Yeah,
by
Verstappen is closing in on Carlos Sainz as well. It's playing the Jules theme again. Hunter versus Prey, but I don't know which is which because that demon start from Sainz is nothing like I've ever seen him before. Second time in his Formula 1 career, started from pole position, both at this track. Lost on the first getaway, learned from that, defended from Max into turn 1, this time into Abbey. Sainz leads by 0.6 of a second. The DRS will be open. Can Sainz hold back Max Verstappen, or is he trying to hold him back? Of course, coming into the situation that we've got, because we've got Leclerc in third position. It's all kicking off here at Silverstone for the British Grand Prix. Make sure you stay with us here on Grid Network and on the YouTube channel, as we're still under this bizarre situation of having an hour 45 minutes left of the race, but we're going through it quite quickly. Science Radio.
He's a bit quicker.
He's a bit quicker and copy. He didn't get through down there, though, into Brooklyn, did he, Megan? So he's not making that move just yet as Verstappen kicks up the dust at the exit of Luffield into Woodcut.
I would say that Perez is quicker since it's the fastest lap has just been a 1:33 point. What was it? 4:35.
Yeah, so looking
I
good.
sure that was a 1.
It's 1:33.435. I thought it was as well. As they come up, here is Verstappen then, weaving left and right into Maggots, now into Beckett's, down towards Chapel as well, and bringing it back on down the hangar straight. He's 7/10, and Verstappen just
a bit quicker.
He may be a bit quicker, Carlos, but I don't think Max can get anywhere near him as he comes into Stowe. That Ferrari is quick down the straights.
It is quite quick down the straight, so at the corners it really slows, and then the Red Bull catches up. See?
Yeah, into Vale, closes back up again.
It's like watching two animals circle each other.
And-
Never
yeah.
moving.
Verstappen has the DRS though. That's the important factor. This is Verstappen wide at Luffield.
Right, so we can see that. Oh yeah, he nearly goes all 4 wheels off the track, but just manages to keep it on. So
he's going to have DRS again down the Wellington straight. Is Verstappen? Is he going to make the move? DRS wide open. We're not getting told he's got it though on the timing monitors
I don't
at
think
the
he's
moment.
going to make the move yet.
I think is he toying with him? Bit of cat and mouse.
I think he wants to save making the move until at least like
I have nothing to work with.
15.
0. No rear grip.
Bit of cat and mouse, it seems, as Ian Birch returns to the commentary box as well. Sainz leads after a demon restart. Verstappen second, Leclerc third as well. Did you really see the restart, Dad, as it came on?
Yes, I did.
Oh, fab. Great restart there from Sainz, wasn't it?
Yes.
Oh, okay. As you see,
One-word answers.
welcome back
What
as well.
happened?
That was only 11 minutes, so don't worry, you're fine. Oh, Sainz is off! Sainz is off for Church, and Verstappen takes the lead! Is it a puncture? What's wrong from Sainz? He got him massively wide there, and now Max Verstappen takes the lead of the British Grand Prix as Carlos Sainz flies off the road at Church, goes straight on, and down the hangar straight. He's lost grid time. I'll tell you what, Carlos Sainz, you keep making the mistakes all the time. You gotta learn to stay on the road.
I think Binotto, what he mouthed there was a bit like in Ireland they use the word Egypt.
Okay, Pierre, we start to see sign of graining.
I don't
so we need
believe
a
it.
bit more management, turn 1, please.
Megan, talk us through it. What did he do? Too wide.
He just goes way too wide, and then he locks up because of it. And then just as he comes on back onto the track, he just gets passed by Verstappen, and obviously now Verstappen's in the lead. Which
Carlos
how did he do
Sainz.
that?
Just a yellow flag is out. Yellow flag is out.
What now?
Josh, you see anything? Because I can't see anything on the driver tracker. Sector 3. Sector 3.
It's green now.
It's gone green. So who is it? Where? It's not the Ferraris. It's gone green.
It wasn't Perez, was it, going off and on again?
I think it was Sonoda.
Sonoda's dropped down to 15th position, hasn't he?
Yeah.
So and he's lost 7 positions. So Sonoda's gone off.
It's just that Perez was hanging back.
Yeah, Sonoda off and continued down at turn 3. Dad.
Yeah, it looked like Sonoda, but sorry, Perez, but it was Sonoda.
Yeah, so
Sonoda's in front of Perez, so.
Yeah, Perez pisses after contact with Leclerc at the opening lap.
We've got new ideas. You know, these gravel tracks are to do with the fact that we have MotoGP here.
Yeah.
Right, and that's why there's not always gravel tracks.
Oh no, it's teammates, Gasly!
Ooh,
Gasly spun! So Gasly spun and tagged out Tsunoda.
They do realise it's not
Synchronised spinning.
Oh! Which one was it? It was Tsunoda who spun. So Tsunoda goes to the inside to pass Gasly. He locks the rear and hits the back of Gasly. Teammates making contact. Megan, what's rule 1?
Don't hit your teammate.
What's rule 2?
Read rule 1.
They've done it again.
I think rule 3 from now on should be, please do not do synchronised
spinning
I've had
with
an
your
idea.
teammate.
That looked familiar.
I've had an idea. Do you know in MotoGP, when you leave the bike into the gravel tracks...
Alonso 1.9, Ocon 7.5, all the way tight back to Stroll, who
That's nice.
is 13.7.
That vibrated my ears. Did
Yeah,
you
the air brake. Do you know the airbag inflates and into the
Yes.
suit and things like that? Well, let's expand that, right? And when the car tips over, the airbags come out of the car
to stop the roller.
To stop it.
That's a good idea, actually.
I know.
That is actually quite a good idea. Like, how about this?
Update on so.
Go on, Josh.
Following a crash, so underwent checks in the medical centre. There were
Oh,
no.
Verstappen's got a problem! Verstappen's got a problem! And Carlos Sainz retakes the lead in the British Grand Prix down the hanger straight, and 140,000
Charles
fans
is going to take him
returns.
as well.
I ran over a bit of carbon, keep checking the tyres, and I've got a puncture! Verstappen's got a puncture! And he's into the pit lane! It's a Ferrari 1-2 in the British Grand Prix!
Rear.
And this incredible race just
in
keeps
front?
changing! It's Sainz leading, Leclerc second!
AlphaTauri spun at turn 3. They're ahead of you still, but now
Inflated, but I think that's the sidewall actually doing, keeping them.
Hamilton's third!
Good stop, and he's away again.
And Lewis Hamilton is in third position in the British Grand Prix!
Only 13 laps gone though.
And
Come on,
stands
Lewis.
a chance to win! Eddie Jordan predicted on Channel 4 that he'll be on the podium and maybe the top step. He said it would take a miracle. Verstappen with a puncture. He leaves here the championship leader no matter what, but Ferrari 1-2, they stand a chance of winning for the first time since the Australian Grand Prix, and it's all now racing at Silverstone.
Have you noticed that only put Verstappen down into 6th place?
It's still going on though, but it's on new mediums, and the pit stops weren't due yet. He ran over carbon at turn 11. Sainz reported that a couple of laps ago. There's the puncture. In wider cops.
I said it was a rear.
When does he hit it?
Now I'm guessing.
Mid-part at Beckett's. He was slow coming on to the hanger straight. There's the puncture, rear left. Down the side of the hanger straight, and Sainz took him. Brilliant.
There's a lot of proporcing here as well.
What a move!
There's a lot of porpoising here when they took over the
Hopping
lead.
on 1 foot. For those of you who weren't listening, who can't see us on the radio in USON, are hopping on 1 foot. So Ferrari have a 1-2. Sainz leads the British Grand Prix with Leclerc second. And did Verstappen speed in the pit lane? Did he get that speed down in time? If not, to drive through.
I think he just did.
Josh!
We're only guessing though, aren't we, mate?
Only guessing. Josh! Oh, Verstappen radio.
Check the tires, otherwise there's something in the car.
In the car?
We're looking.
It's either the tyres or the car. And
Something's broken on the rear. He's saying something's broken on the rear. You can feel something jangling around out there as well.
I did just say there was a lot of proportion going on.
You're correct, Megan. You're right. It was passing.
Otherwise there's something in the car.
It was a rear,
It's
right?
still not good.
Understood, Max. We're looking.
I saw
Still
a
not
lot
good.
Broken on the rear.
There's something broken on the rear. There is something broken.
I saw a lot of rear
so
right
for the second
movement.
British Grand Prix running, Max Verstappen looks like he's going to
Radio,
retire
Max.
from the race.
And Max Verstappen!
Broken.
Max Verstappen saying the car is 100% broken. Is he on for his third
Look.
DNF? And it's a broken rear suspension at some point.
Yeah, you can see the way the tyre...
It's
either... Actually, that might be another...
MG
puncture.
UK. Yeah, it could be another one if he's not over the same bit.
I just thought that it was
So
proportion.
no, hang on. Is there something wrong that's causing the
there.
puncture on his own car?
Like, is the wing damaged and shredding on the rear tyre?
Rear
Look.
tyre.
Look at the back
It's getting
right.
bad, yeah. Tedos.
For a car, they're not doing that yet.
Study
I
it.
did think, Crofty, when he came in,
How
all
it's
the tyres
moving.
looked to be
Verstappen radio.
Okay, Max. Can confirm it's bodywork damage, loss of rear.
Okay. Consider setting up
So
turn
you are
4
able to
left.
continue, but you will have a performance loss.
So Max can can continue, but it has a loss, and you are 100% right. It's bodywork issue that's causing that problem out there on the track.
Yeah, but it stopped rubbing against the tyre.
Penalty?
5-second time penalty for who, Josh?
Sonoda causing a collision and a brief yellow there. If I'm.
Yep. Yellows are out. We've gone green now, though. So don't know why those yellow flags are out, but we have gone green.
Cause a collision with?
Hit the side of Gasly, remember? Synchronised spinning.
Oh, yeah, I remember.
Yeah, Josh, before anything else kicks off, tell us what you've got on Yuki Tsunoda, because Leclerc's closing in on Sainz. You've got like 30 seconds.
Following his crash, so underwent checks in the medical centre. There were no
2 seconds, Josh.
major injuries.
I'm losing the car everywhere.
You have less rear aerodynamic load, but there's nothing we can do about it. We'll try to correct it at the next stop in terms of balance. But it is not structural, so you are safe to continue.
Last lap for...
So basically just push as much as you can. Go on, Josh. Yeah, hang on.
There were no major...
Yeah, this is going to change because Ferrari are there as well. Are they going to swap over? No, they're not.
No.
They're holding formation here at Silverstone. Josh, to you.
There were no major injuries to Zoe. He remains under observation in the medical centre, and Albon is on the way to the hospital from his lap 1 crash.
That's for a checkup as well. Thanks very much as well. Did I hit the red flag button or the yellow flag button? Which one did I press?
I don't know, but you know.
Sorry if I pressed the wrong one.
It would be just for a CT scan.
Yeah, it'd just be for a scan. Hamilton has just set the fastest lap of the race at 1:33.042. Lewis senses a British Grand Prix victory, doesn't he? If he was going to win anywhere, it would be at Silverstone, wouldn't he?
It would be.
Oh, Ted!
Leclerc is missing 5 points of downforce, is he not, from his front wing?
Oh,
so
he
the
is!
only 2 drivers in the top 4 with cars that haven't got something wrong with them is Lewis Hamilton and Carlos Sainz. So I can only assume it's one of the little winglets that's on the brake duct on the rear of the car.
Nothing wrong with Lewis. He said
Norris, why?
Norris has got...
Only 2 of the drivers have
for a
something.
pit stop right in front of me. So
Norris
we talk about
Norris has got some damage to the floor, hasn't he?
You lose that.
Stroll pits.
Some other cars.
No,
Driver
he
might not even
far away
notice,
from the
but
accident.
Verstappen calls it undrivable, completely broken.
Thanks, Ted. And the undercut, high threat from Leclerc, but I think Ferrari might hold formation here. Leclerc, if Verstappen DNS, Verstappen is down into 6th position after that pit stop, and he's being caught by Esteban Ocon, as things stand as well. This race is turning on a... Honestly, it just keeps on changing, keeps on racing. Leclerc radio.
What do I need to do to prove? I mean, I'm got my race now.
Copy. I will come back to you.
Okay.
I'm trying to figure out what that swear word was.
Carlos, Charles is faster than you. Can you confirm you understood this message? It's going to be a team order, isn't it? But Leclerc's got damage on the bodywork. Sainz is clear. I would back Sainz.
If I was Sainz, I'd be like, do you know what you can do with that? You can send it to the medical.
This is the restart. 4 abreast into the loop, and that is Leclerc's own fault for diving up the inside of Sergio Perez and causing the contact. That's Leclerc being a hothead. Here's the wings damage, Megan, that you said.
Unlike his brother Arthur, who had a great win this morning.
That's what flew off and hit Perez.
Hit the camera.
Arthur came first, and the Monegasque
national
anthem was played again.
Oh, look at that.
That is the wing missing on the front there of Charles Leclerc. I keep biting the side of my cheek as well. Not the tongue, it's the proper cheek as well. Gasly's into the pit lane.
You should turn the other cheek.
Gasly's into the pit lane then as well here for the... Oh, and yeah, he's dropping down the order. Josh will tell us what it is shortly. He's still on voices, Josh. Turn 15 is involving Gasly and Tsunoda reviewed. No further action for forcing him to drive the track. So what was Tsunoda's incident for? Was it for the first start? Start 1's crash?
It wasn't his fault.
Oh, that's very unusual.
It's like,
why he's got...
No, it was for the spinning, wasn't it?
But no further incident.
No further incident, then causing a collision. So what was that penalty for Leclerc for Tsunoda for then? What secondary impacts has he got?
Like, out of all the 10 drivers involved in that crash, just he gets told off.
Go on, Josh.
The 5-second penalty was for causing a collision.
With who?
The reviewed no further investigation was forcing another driver off the track.
Sainz has been told that lap time is target is 32.9.
Yeah, but then do something, please. I'm not trying to influence my results. I can't go faster, guys.
They're trying to be fair.
With all due respect, Charles, shut up and just do your job and drive. You are not faster than Sainz. You have lost your momentum. Do not try and win this race just because you have not got a win in 2 months.
Not bad for a number 2 driver, eh?
Yeah, not bad at all. By the way, if we have another red flag as well, Hazel Southwell points out, not going to get a full distance again for the 2-hour window. Would need 55 minutes at the current race pace, and then there's only 37 remaining. But it's the 2-hour window got paused into the red flag. It's now 2 hours inside a 3-hour window. We've used up that 3-hour window. So in the remainder of this, we've used up that 1 extra hour. So we've got 1 hour 31 minutes left of this race to fully get to 100% distance. So that's what I've just replied to Hazel with.
Do you know, I hate it when drivers do that. Say, oh, I can go faster. No, you can't. That's why you're behind the driver.
I missed that radio.
He's got damage.
Yeah.
Sainz hasn't got damage.
Here comes Lewis. Here comes Lewis. He's closing in. They've got 3.8 seconds. The British fans are cheering him on while Ferrari squabble at the front. Lewis is closing in. Come
Sainz
on.
radio.
It's a good lap. Keep pushing.
Well, they're happy.
Lap times.
Yep.
Yeah, so it's
They're
a 33.
ignoring Leclerc.
They're ignoring Leclerc, as they should do. They've got one
He's been
car.
whiny as hell.
One car completely
Petulant.
fine. Yeah, petulant. Leclerc, however, is 49 points back.
It's not like Charlie Boy, is it?
Well, Leclerc is 49 points back as Bottas trying to go for a move on Nicholas Latifi, who's still in 8th position, I might like to point out. We haven't had our first pit stops yet, but we've got Leclerc, who's 49
Sainz
points
radio.
back from Verstappen.
Push more. You need to push more. Hamilton catching up.
So Sainz is pushing.
They're backing Sainz.
Who's quick on the last lap? Sainz was quicker than Leclerc on the last lap. That can't be
it's
Leclerc.
like-
If Leclerc was faster, it would be
Exactly. That's why they're backing Sainz.
Yeah, last lap time for Sainz 1:33.166. Lap time for Leclerc 1:33.363. So
Do you lot
Leclerc slower.
Do you lot know about the interview that George has given?
Yes, we played it on air.
Yeah.
Yeah. About how it was the
Vettel.
marshals who let him go
Oh,
through.
Sonoda pits.
Yeah, so
He
Sonoda
told them
pit
to
lane.
leave the car,
And
and they didn't.
Yeah, so that was the marshals not doing their job
Because you
there.
can restart these cars, so...
Yeah, but when he got back to it, it was on a forklift truck and they touched it, so he received outside assistance, unfortunately, as well. Leclerc radio.
Push.
Sainz has been told to push.
I try to keep my tires, but I'm just losing race time.
Copy.
Yeah, you usually press the button so we can hear. We'll hear it on the PLC in a second as well, because we missed the first bit. It just said Sainz is pushing. So you heard it, we heard it. Oh, the audience didn't. But,
I forgot to press it.
When Wynn feels that
No worries.
Leclerc should be able to go ahead of Sainz.
Just checking that the bus mix is working on USON as well. If you're listening on USON, let us know if it's working.
Fastest lap goes to Lewis Hamilton again with a 1:32.592.
Hazel has removed her original tweet and
So Sainz has been told to push.
Yeah, copy. I try to keep my tires, but I'm just losing race time.
yeah, I put a smiley face on the end of my tweet to Hazel
Gorgeous
and,
George there.
She
Still
said,
looking a bit upset and a bit peeved at what's gone on.
Hazel's removed a tweet there as Schumacher pits, but I put it inside a 3-hour window, so until 6 p.m. with a smiley face, and she says, think my brain needs some sort of refresh button hitting. So Hazel's having a bit of thing out there today. I'll just have a glass, I should be fine. As they come down, pit stops are changing. Latifi getting in the pit lane, Schumacher too. A Sky seems to have disappeared. Oh, I think we're trying to throw it to Ted.
A lightning pit stop there from Latifi, 2.9 seconds.
That's quite good, actually, for Williams.
If people are wondering why I call him Gorgeous George, that's Martin Brundle. It's the nickname for him.
Sainz radio, box. That's it. They're going to take it over, aren't they? So they're going to let Leclerc go out in front.
And they're just like, here's your little moment in the sun.
If I was Lewis...
I thought this was sport.
Oh, Lewis, yeah, so Lewis hasn't boxed. If I was Lewis, I would have boxed now, because to cover Sainz, I would have come in to cover him as well. So Sainz pits in the lead. Can Leclerc get the overcut that he needs to? Are Ferrari going to botch the stop of Carlos Sainz like we've seen them do in the past? Over it goes. Looks okay. No, they didn't. What was it? 2.5.
Josh?
Megan?
Why is Bottas moving down though he's not in the pits?
Bottas is P11 and he's been Where's he?
He's fine.
He was passed by Danny.
But he's...
Now Danny's
hang on. It's just his transponder.
Ricardo's in the pit lane, that's
he
why.
has an explanation, though Bottas doesn't have an explanation why he was just passed twice.
Bottas has lost
3 times.
Bottas has, down to 13th. But that's why, no, Bottas in the pit lane, that's why. So that explains it. So Bottas has cut through the last corner here.
Because I thought maybe he had damage.
The pit lane takes out the last corner, so you get to the transponder first if you go through the pit lane at the start line. So that's why it always messes up the timing towers.
That doesn't make sense.
I know.
They should just change that.
Push. Lando lap 43.
Bottas is out! That's why his transponder stopped. You were right,
Knew
Megan.
there was something.
You were right. Both Alfa Romeos are out. Valtteri Bottas, who had damage after the original start, is out of the British Grand Prix. We're down to 16.
Because he started moving down before he got to the pit lane.
So he was crawling then into the pit. So that's
Yes.
a power unit problem then.
So
That's
bad
how I
day for
knew
Alfa
it.
Romeo.
Well, yeah, really bad day as Ricciardo's rejoined this race in 13th position. Bottas is out. Leclerc stays out another lap. Hamilton radio.
Just a reminder, Leclerc still carrying a little bit of front wing damage.
Go, 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 go. Just go.
A little bit of a lock up there from Leclerc on his rear left.
Without these front wing end plates, these cars are very heavy on aero this year as well with ground effect. Now he's lost part of that crucial winglet. He's really going to struggle, and Lewis is catching him as well. The British fans give you an extra 0.3 a lap as well. Nigel Mansell in 92 used to say it used to take
say
a lot.
it was his 10th.
Yeah, 10th per corner, wasn't it?
10th per corner.
What's happening? I don't know.
Nigel is here today with his sons, I believe,
Hang
or
on,
his grandson.
2 seconds, this is Bottas on the radio.
What's happening? I don't know just now, but yeah, we have a problem with the gearbox.
Gearbox problem for Bottas, that's why he's out of the race.
I knew he was crawling. It was unusual for him to pass that quick.
Sainz then has pitted. He's put the hard tyres on. Ted Kravitz is down the pits.
He went without a win.
No, he's not. So no Lewis Hamilton, no Ted Kravitz down there, but Lewis Hamilton's closing in. There's Bottas, who goes around and hugs everybody. Both the Alfa Romeos out of this race in horrific. Here's Ted.
All right, listen, you've got your numbers, Crofty. I've got some numbers for you. 2.7 seconds, the gap from Leclerc to Lewis last lap. This lap, 2.3. You see, two of us can do numbers. And so Lewis is closing on Leclerc, but only by those few tenths of a second per lap. But I've just got a feeling that he's giving it absolutely everything. Is it going to be enough to challenge the Ferraris? Is it going to be enough to pull something on strategy to win this race? I don't know, but they're giving it a really good...
That's Bottas.
Stand by.
Thanks, Ted. So that's Bottas on the radio.
Okay,
That was
Valtteri,
loud.
we need to slow down. We need to slow in.
Slow in. Wait.
You may retire. The gears are fine now.
Gears are gone now. That was the entire failure of the power
Valtteri, we need
unit.
to box this lap. Box.
Okay.
I think he said the gears were back.
You can stop in your position.
Oh, so they came back, failed, and then came back. What's the projection pit stop
Switch
for the
off,
top
or-
two?
Yes, you can switch.
Well, they've all changed tyres into the red flags. They can go to lap 26 and 27 to change tyres. I know somebody you might know, though, was how old the tyres are, is Josh Plays. And Josh has already put the...
You have a photo.
What are you on, George? Is that the seagull shouting George?
Josh, you have a photo.
What?
For time.
Oh, yeah.
For pit stop thing, because...
Yeah, but it's changed since the red flag. Josh, can you hear us? Oh, Alpine in Hamilton radio.
If there is no graining on the buildup,
Hamilton, his tyres are still...
Tyres are still strong.
There's no need to be a show off.
I can't put on or something.
Ocon pits, changes over to tyres I can't see. Alcon has pitted onto hards. Magnus has pitted onto mediums.
Have you noticed all the drivers who are British or spend a lot of time in Britain
For
haven't pitted yet?
For a one stopper from the mediums, it'll be from lap 21 to 27. So we're inside the pit stop window. When is anyone going to dive into the pit lane? It's not Charles Leclerc, it's not Lewis Hamilton. They've both done 21 lap old mediums. Because of that red flag, they changed tyres. So change that from lap 21 to lap 23. So the pit stop window is open from lap 23 to lap 30, if that is correct. As well as there's the tyre age graphic. Anything else on the update from Alexander Albon yet, Josh, down there in the race control?
I will just check, but...
Oh, Leclerc radio.
Seconds.
And we need full push.
At the end.
Full push. So keep on going. While Josh checks that, I doubt there will be just quick, but it's been an hour and 33 minutes since the red flag, so...
Verstappen also struggling. He's in the 34s.
Verstappen, now Hamilton was being told that he's struggling. Verstappen is coming into the pit lane again. Why is Verstappen pitting? Box for Max. Is this for a DNF?
Because he stayed
No.
on the same compound the whole race.
So he's going to put the hard tyres on for the one stopper. Thanks for that, Josh.
And they're going to tear off that bit of bodywork.
Did they do it? Adrian
No.
Newey's out there. I don't think they did.
They
so
didn't tear it.
It must have come up on its own.
3.1 seconds. It was too slow for them to rip it off. So as Josh points out, he's built the same compound the entire race, mediums throughout. So he's had to come in and change tyres, which was allowed to do. Okay, not bad. As he's coming out alongside Sebastian Vettel. Vettel's going to have much hotter tyres, of course. And Sebastian Vettel, to the roar of Silverstone, gets ahead of Max Verstappen into P7. But Max will fight back against the Aston sooner or later.
Well, has he got the...
Has he got the speed? Yeah.
Yeah, has he got the speed?
There, Max. It's his birthday.
I will point out that Max has lost time. He's now a minute behind Leclerc, but even before that, he was 35 seconds back from Leclerc, dropping 10 seconds over 7 laps. So it's a Ferrari battle at the front, Leclerc versus Hamilton. Is anybody else sensing a bit of a pattern here? I seem to remember a race at Silverstone last year that got red flagged on the opening lap. Leclerc took the lead with Hamilton in second, and they were fighting until the last couple of laps. That seems to ring a bell. Anybody else feeling that?
It does ring sort of
I've always got a bell ringing in my head.
That's just because you're nuts.
No grip.
Now Verstappen's completely no grip. Well, the tyre's not heating up. The track temperature's out there is 31 degrees.
What Max is like.
Just DNF, it's constant problems.
He gets, when there's something wrong, he starts hearing everything. It's a bit like when you're driving your own car and something all of a sudden is clanking.
Here is the overtake between Seb and Max.
Around the outside.
Just breezing. It's like he stays on the racing line too.
That'd be satisfying from Seb. Absolutely satisfying. By the way, if you've got any info, Josh, just shout it out, because I feel like we're not to go throwing to you a lot.
I have kind of. I'm
just
setting
then.
something up because I've got something where I can compare 2 drivers.
Oh, fab. So take a look and get that sorted. Hamilton's in the second. Oh, Leclerc pits. Lewis Hamilton, for the first time in 2022, leads a Grand Prix, and he leads the British Grand Prix at Silverstone. Lewis leads at Silverstone, and it's official. And listen to this. The British crowds are cheering as into the pits comes Leclerc. Off go the mediums, on go the hards. It was an okay stop. 3.1 maybe? 2.8. Internal clock is a little bit off.
I just realised something.
So Verstappen's got damage, so he is slow. He was slower than you before he stopped on the mediums.
What makes
2.5 behind
This
you?
is the first time that Russell has DNF'd.
Oh, God, yeah, you're right.
And not finished in the top 5.
Yeah, this is the first time Mr. Consistent has not scored any points this year.
Not his fault, but still.
Keep getting on these tyres with damage on the car. I'm driving on ice.
Listen to him.
Because, Max, you hadn't gone on any other compound. You had to run the hards as Leclerc is warming his tyres. Sainz has pitted for second. He's got out ahead, so Sainz is still ahead of Leclerc. So the overcut hasn't worked for Leclerc. So Sainz goes P2.
I've just seen a double-decker go by behind.
So this is changing the complexion.
It's the bus that goes...
I've been on it, yeah.
He's been on it.
It goes from the entrance to Silverstone right to the F1 paddock.
But the thing is, it's red too. It looks like a London bus.
It is a London bus. It's not, it is a London bus. It's a red London bus. I've been on it. I've been sat there talking to the introduction of a programme from that bus. Hamilton.
Yeah, let's go for it.
It's hammer time! We've not heard that since Abu Dhabi in 2021. Lewis Hamilton leads the British Grand Prix, and he's feeling like the tyres are okay.
I think there's a stagecoach bus that goes to Northampton as well.
Yes, there is, and that comes into the circuit as well. So, Lewis, if you've tuned in wondering if it's the 2021 British Grand Prix, don't worry, it's not. This is 2022. Mercedes seem to be running okay. Lewis Hamilton leads. He's got a 17.7 second lead. Let's keep an eye on that gap, either increases or decreases. 17.8, it's increasing. So Lewis Hamilton leads the British Grand Prix, and the gap is going up.
I swear, every single time I look at this timing screen, at least one of the Ferraris have just done a 1:54.
Gwenwyn says, for the first time in 2022 leads? Yes, this is the first time Lewis Hamilton has led a Grand Prix in 2022. He's gone 10 races without leading a race.
That seems wrong.
Yeah.
Came in for a pit stop. I got a closer look at the damage his front wing. I saw no more damage on his, or no less damage, than Sergio Perez had to his front wing when Red Bull was so keen to change it earlier. The whole of the end plate on the right-hand side off. And if that's only lost him 5 points of of downforce, then I'm a monogasque. That's a crucial part of the front wing, and these front wings are really important on these new cars this year. So I'd be amazed
Gasly.
if that's that
Verstappen.
damage aerodynamically.
Right. Charles Leclerc.
I don't know what happened to the front wing.
Wait, what happened to the front?
Front wing.
Charles Leclerc.
Front wing is changing everywhere, but Megan, take a look at the first two sectors. It's Charles Leclerc with a 29.305, 37.394 in the third sector. In the second sector, Lewis Hamilton's just had the fastest lap of the race so far. But Lewis Hamilton, maybe Maverick's been giving him some flying lessons as Pierre Gasly is out of the race. He got the black and orange flag. It's too much. So both AlphaTauri struggling today, and Gasly is out.
And I think they'll be joined by another Red Bull car very soon.
Max Verstappen.
I actually don't know what the black and orange flag means.
You have something technical wrong with your car. It is a danger to yourself and others on the circuit. Please come into the pit lane immediately.
Okay, because I've been wondering that since yesterday when I saw it in F2.
As Martin's son said in commentary, it's the meatball flag.
Meatball flag, that's pretty much it is. The black flag with the orange disc as well is the black and orange flag. That is, you come into the pit lane, you have a car problem. As Ocon's going for Latifi on the inside at Stowe, hasn't worked out.
Look at the clouds.
Rain's starting to come in, isn't it? 1 hour, 15 minutes left on the clock, and we've got 25 to go. We've passed half race distance, by the way, in 45 minutes, which means we might just be able to cover the IndyCar extremely live. Somebody might have to print me out a grid, because I'm going to have no notes for that. But either way, what a Grand Prix! The British Grand Prix always delivers.
How can you play music without any notes?
From memory, a bit like Beethoven.
Oh, Elton John as well.
Elton John too, yeah.
Megan?
I remember when rock was young.
I came out and listened to a Beethoven concert as well. It was so loud as well. The people I was with were saying, "Did you enjoy that?" And I said, "Pardon." Is Leclerc's wing still damaged a little bit out there? Because it looks like it was flying upwards down to it. It looked like that scene from Mr. Humphries when he was posing as that doll as well. It didn't look quite right.
He's got no wing on the right
Leclerc radio.
side.
Are we fighting? Or not? Just to know for the tires.
So we are right on top of the pit window from Hamilton.
That doesn't answer the message. Are we fighting or not? Do we fight or do we not? Should I stay or should I go now?
Wait, which is the... Doesn't Hamilton have a circuit, have a corner named after him somewhere?
The Hamilton Straight here as well. And
where's that?
Here, Silverstone. The start-finish straight here is the Hamilton Straight.
This is going to be confusing because where is
Leclerc?
And we are free to fight.
Ferrari are fighting. Ferrari are fighting. So it's game on at the front of the field then. Here at Silverstone.
Hilarious for Lewis going past that and just be like, this is my straight.
Benotti's just made a wrong decision because if you'd Charlie is in a mind to overtake Sainz. Sainz is in a mind not to let him overtake, and that could mean both of them out.
Becca's just looked at me in the commentary box to say the rain's coming in, and she's right. The rain is blowing into Silverstone as well. If that throws it down, that's a great equaliser. The two Ferraris are separating. Hamilton's pulled out an 18.3 second lead, and if that rain comes down, Hamilton gets a free pit stop. Or if a safety car comes out, he gets a free pit stop. This race is on. The British Grand Prix always delivers a fantastic race. Once again, it is delivering a precise margin of what we need to see in this year.
Except for Sonoda, who is Deliveroo at the moment. He's got his food ready.
I heard something from Pitts. Did you?
I did.
I heard that. Hang on. Coming from the team radio from Leclerc.
I'm going to check the rain.
Megan checks the rain. I keep an eye on everything out here at the moment. I do
Check
my neck.
weather forecast, love.
We're standing up to...
Hey,
medical centre. Science radio and then Crofty. Let's Josh.
Otherwise we swap in the cars. Okay, one more lap.
One more lap, and if Leclerc can't get through, it's going to chase. Josh, have you got news on Zhou Guanyu? Because I think Crofty had it.
I'll just have a look. But Megan,
yeah?
Megan,
did you mean this flag?
That's the meatball flag, the one that Josh has got.
It's a meatball
I've
flag.
never actually also seen it. It does look like a meatball not like the sun because the sun's white.
Yeah. That is the meatball flag. Thanks, Josh. There's an update from Zhou Guanyu as well. So if we go through... it's...
Now car ahead of Mick is Latifi. Come on, we can get him.
It's all right, Josh. I've got it here if you haven't. Joe has been declared fit and has been released from the medical centre and is now doing the interviews.
Yeah,
so we'll be here from him soon.
Strangely enough, it's actually Albon that's actually had to
And Leclerc goes... Oh, Leclerc went for a move, sorry. He looked like he darted to the inside at Stowe. Sainz was going to let him through and he didn't do it. Leclerc radio.
So target lap time for Sainz is 32.2, otherwise we'll swap.
32.7.
Compared to Hamilton.
Yes.
2.2 is not enough. In my opinion.
Agreed.
I agree with Martin. It's got to be a third. Hamilton doing 32.5s. 32.2 is not going to be getting into that. Leclerc last lap was a 132.403. Sainz was a 132.764. Sainz is slower now, and in my opinion, he must let him through. If this is going to stand a chance to maximise on Verstappen not scoring many points here today and to get the championship back on fight before we go to Austria, it's got to be now.
This is not good enough. We are swapping the cars. There we go. That's the way to do it.
And they are swapping the
So
cars.
target lap time for Sainz is 32.2, otherwise we'll swap.
But we are losing time compared to
And they've done it. Charles Leclerc takes second.
In my opinion.
They've swapped the cars. And Charles Leclerc takes second position in the British Grand Prix. Carlos Sainz goes down to third position as well here at Silverstone. Is that right? Or in like that? Megan, you've got the rain forecast.
Well, I can certainly tell you that the rain is coming in from this direction.
Yeah?
Well, to everyone else would be that direction to where I'm pointing.
Can I ask an irrelevant question?
No. Go on, what is it?
Why am I seeing Bagnaia
Where?
on the calendar?
Oh, it has been updated since April because I can't get to it.
I asked that a month ago.
I like Ducati.
Also, it's our birthday month.
I can't get to the calendar to change it, and plus it keeps falling down as well, so it's just stayed on April.
Okay, copy. So yeah, Ferrari's inverted,
Fair.
Leclerc now ahead of Sainz.
Yeah, so Leclerc to second, Sainz third. They've swapped over positions here at Ferrari as well. But Hamilton with an 18.5. Leclerc's bringing that gap down, and 19 seconds is the average pit stop time. I think Lewis has got to stop now, hasn't he, to gain maximum time? It's not going to work otherwise.
If not, he's going to lose time.
Yeah, 18.6 now. Come on, Lewis, box this lap. Box this lap. You might lose the lead, but you'll be right up there at the end of the race. 21 laps to go.
What he's trying to do is have better tyres for the end of the race.
Yeah. 21 laps to go.
6 laps more,
Josh?
and he'll have amazing tyres.
Josh, down to you.
Hamilton's best lap, Hamilton's last lap, a 132.676. Leclerc's last lap, 132.325.
Oh, he's 3/10 faster across that lap. He's got to come in this lap. 19 seconds the average. If Lewis has got to box now. Box
Lando,
now.
the hard really does not look great.
And he doesn't.
No, I think he'll go 34 laps. Because when you're doing the maths there,
It takes
right,
it to, yeah.
It's what he's trying to do, as we just explained, was, and it was in my ears as well from Crofty and Martin, that what they're trying to do is extend this lap so that he's got better, stronger, faster tyres at the end of the race.
And Mick Schumacher goes right round the outside of Nicholas Latifi, and Schumacher goes to P10. And once again this season, he is inside the points-paying positions. Could this be the day Mick Schumacher gets his first ever point in Formula One?
Kevin's in 12th as well, and Latifi is in 11th.
Down to crew.
Very good. I think, Crofty, you might be right. I think if they extend another 4 or 5 laps, don't forget, with the wet qualifying, they all have new sets of soft tyres remaining. It's a gamble, but it might work.
Yeah, Seb Vettel. Lando, the hard really does not look great.
Josh!
Okay. 1.4 unsafe to him.
Yeah, Leclerc did a 131.837. Lewis was a 132.079. So it's changing again. Black and white flag for Latifi for track limits. Kevin Magnussen is going for a move here down at Stowe to try and get through on Latifi as well. Josh, which ones are the Manducci tyres? Is it the soft and hard, or the soft or medium, or is it the medium and hard? Which combination is it? 2 seconds.
I can't maintain this pace forever, mate.
And Lewis is pitting. Lewis is into the pit lane this lap. Lewis Hamilton, the race leader, is into the pit lane. And he's got Danny Ricciardo just ahead of him. He's down in 14th position. So what tyres do they put on? Do they put the softs or do they put the hards? Presumably they'll have to put the hards. Ted.
Disappoint you all. It would have been great to put the soft tyre on and really go for it. But it's the offset. Oh no, that's a bit slow. A little bit slow. Was it the front left? The rear seemed okay, but there was a little bit of a delay.
4.3. It's 4.3 seconds and Charles Leclerc takes the lead in the British Grand Prix. Down at turn 1, both Ferraris go through, and a slow stop from McLaren, and a slow stop from Mercedes puts him down to 3rd. It confused me because Ricciardo came out the pit lane.
Still have stronger tyres, you know, by the end of the race.
Takes a while for these hard tyres to get up.
If we get another safety car, right, they all get a free pit stop, put those brand new softs on, and we've got a last 15 lap spectacular.
19 to go, so we're closing up. Let's hear from Lewis.
Warm-up will be challenging.
So Lewis is trying to warm those tyres up. We've seen what everybody else's trouble has, and he wants to be hot and
we
go.
saw when he started the race on the restart that it took about 6 laps for them to actually get up to stickiness.
Yeah, let's take a look at it from Hamilton with his slow stop. Which one was it?
It was front left. On it, front right.
Front right, yeah. Is it rear left? Which one is it?
That's front right.
So Sebastian,
front
the
right,
pace is
yeah.
really good. We'd like to try and get
Jack,
to the end.
rear jack
we
dropped.
Do a bit of fuel saving and combine that with front left. So a bit more saving in turn 9, 15 and 1. So based on the tyre data we've got, we are happy to extend this stint. To go P7 at the moment.
Josh, what news have you got? Oh, 2 seconds science. It's all for go today.
Okay, think about it for later. If Charles gives me DRS, no way Hamilton passes me.
Copy.
So Sainz is playing the team game there. If Leclerc stays with him, there's no way Hamilton can get past with DRS. So Leclerc's been told to stay within Sainz's 1 second. So Sainz is the DRS to defend from Lewis as Lando Norris comes in.
Have we got DRS on the same... I nearly said Sir Nicholas Hamilton, but that's his brother.
So Lewis?
So Lewis Hamilton straight.
No, just the Wellington and the hangar. Josh, down to you finally to give you some news as well. What have you got for us down at race control?
Yeah, all I was going to say is Hamilton 4.3
Okay,
stop, but that came up.
Go on. Yeah.
On the TV, as that is a all-right stop from McLaren, and I believe that's the hard tyres, brand new hard tyres, going on to the number 4 of Lando Norris and comes out in 5th.
Had a brand new set of hards. So these Pirelli bought their hardest compound after what happened last year, and they're not working with these track temperatures. The hards don't switch on.
Nick is here today.
Yeah, Nick is here.
Because there's no BTCC race.
Unlike last year, which, or the year before, can't remember which. But that was a very busy day as well here. Field continuing to separate out there as well, as we have action here at Silverstone. I'm just double checking we're actually on USON.
Have you noticed that the Alpines are just, you know...
Closing in?
Closing in slowly.
Yeah, they're...
So yeah, it's a stop to the slow. As soon as these tyres come in, we will have a good pace.
He's got to clear Daniel.
So we are still on USON. That's great news. Let us know, anybody on USON, by the way, if you instantly can't hear us. The same on YouTube, please, as well. As this race continues on then. We're on lap 36 of 52. 70 to go.
I think Lewis is worrying about the fact that Danny Rick is in between him and Sainz, isn't he?
Yeah.
Yes, he is. I'm just looking at...
Do you know, my prediction is that we might finish this race just before the podium, yeah.
Danny actually came out the pits at the same time as
He
Lewis,
did,
just slightly in front of him.
Yeah.
I know Martin's now going on about that as well.
They're all getting ready for it as well. Yeah, we are. I think we're going to go on here for IndyCar just before the lights out, which is going to be absolutely fantastic. As here comes Esteban Ocon to make a move on Max Verstappen. Verstappen might actually not get any points in today's race. That's a real possibility.
It's true. It shows though Max's determination. Right, a lot of people would have given up by now and got into the pits, but the likes of Lewis and Max and Alonso, you have to force them to.
Here comes Esteban Ocon down towards turn 1 in Abbey, flicks it in to the left, now to the right, didn't work out. Down towards Farm Curve. Another right-hander, not going to get through. DRS, Wellington straight into Brooklands. That is what Ocon's planning. Look, you can see him lining it up at the exit. He's going for the move here. Verstappen's easy prey after this incident earlier on in the race as well. Down we go then. Down towards Brooklands. And, we didn't actually go for the move there. I thought he would. Science Radio.
Going.
You check your display. We need a vehicle for 2%-ish from now on.
Fuel saving.
Fuel saving for Sainz. That's not good news. And Leclerc's 3 seconds ahead now.
Ocon's just biding his time to get past Verstappen.
Gwenwyn says, is Danny lapping faster than Lewis? No, Danny's actually a lap down, sadly. It's a 134.5.
But Lewis's tyres haven't got in yet, and so they're not sticking enough. There's not enough heat in them. Yeah,
Danny 14th overall. He's out of it. Go on.
Josh plays.
Yep.
You got news?
Ricardo last lap 134.516. Hamilton last lap 131.711.
And here comes Esteban Ocon on the inside at Stoke Corner, breezes through Max Verstappen, who has another bad result here at Silverstone. Verstappen drops to 9th position, tries to cut back round the outside of Vale, hasn't worked out. So now Schumacher might get through as well here today. So Leclerc with a 131.692 is the fastest lap of the race so far. Hamilton's last lap was a 131.711, the gap 6.2 seconds with 16 to go.
The Alpine lot love that.
They are cheering that. Points as well for Ocon, and Alonso's in P6.
And the Mercedes lot had a smile as well, because that's another Mercedes driver going past him.
And as well, looking through it as well, Hamilton might just get... Lewis Hamilton is the fastest driver on the track. A 131.521 with 15 laps to go in the British Grand Prix. Lewis is closing in.
Gwenwyn, the tyres are sticking.
So here comes Lewis Hamilton then. Faster than the 2 Ferraris after his pit stop. He's put on the hard compound tyres as well as Megan Moxers into the commentary box with a cookie. Josh plays.
I've done some research, and it was 2020 when touring cars and F1 clashed. The first British Grand Prix was Donington Park National, the first third round, and the second British Grand Prix, which was the 70th anniversary, was at Brands Hatch Indy for rounds 4, 5 and 6.
Thank you for that, Josh. I knew it was one of the two, because I remember having to dart around everywhere those 2 weekends as well, and everybody said it was a bad idea. Although the only good thing was, because it was behind closed doors for both, they did actually schedule their races at different times.
On the good point is, on busy days like that, it keeps him out the house.
Does indeed. Let's hear from Lando.
15 seconds. He pitted on lap 5 for a medium.
Well, that wrong,
Ted.
You rub the question lamp, and I'm the genie. He'll give you an answer. What could it possibly be that could be affecting Max Verstappen like this? It's the floor, say Red Bull.
So you're right.
It's actually floor damage that Max picked up over debris, they say, on lap 20. So we know that this new generation of Formula One cars, the floor is where they get all the downforce from. It's the ground effect. I know if you're with us, you've been with us for the first 10 races of the season, you'll know this, but if you're new, it's the floors are now much more powerful than they ever were.
Sorry, Ted. Verstappen's going round the inside and takes Esteban Ocon for 8th position. So Verstappen seems to have switched something on there as well.
Yeah, it'd be the veins on the floor pointed in all sorts of different directions. And if you smash a few, it just gets rid of it.
Ocon's stopping! That's what the problem
is! That's why he took him off. Ocon is out.
Esteban Ocon is slow! Coming out of left field, and I think the engine's died!
I have a problem, guys.
And this will be a safety car! Oh, for God's sake. If he can get it to the exit of the pit lane, it'll just be a virtual. Keep going, Alpine! Don't stop! They'll cause a red flag! Or safety car.
Keep it going.
They're not smiling now.
No, Alpine are out, and look at that! Otmar Safnauer on the pit wall.
All on Alonso now.
He's stopped at the entrance to Cops Corner. This will be a safety car. Too fast, and they'll need to bring out a JCB. So the safety car will come out this, and safety car is deployed. Safety car is deployed here at Silverstone. This is perfect news for Lewis Hamilton. He can stick the softs on. But bad news as well for him, because the Ferraris can do the same thing. Safety car is out, and now we have to go again. But the Ferrari could change the front wing on Leclerc. Ferrari could change the front wing here on Leclerc and keep him out. Now, are they boxing? Well, Sainz comes in, as does Hamilton.
Hamilton and Sainz have gone.
And Leclerc stays out. So It's up to the mechanics. There's no speed limit in the pit lane as we're under the safety car, so it's up to the mechanics now to do a really super stop. Hamilton could ideally gain a place into second position here if the Mercedes mechanics can do a really super stop. Here comes Carlos Sainz now in the Ferrari. He goes onto the soft tyres. The Mercedes is further down the pits and comes out behind, so they all stay status quo, but they've all put on the soft compound tyres. Lando Norris, I believe, is coming out. Danny Ricciardo pits, as does Yuki Tsunoda. Lando stayed out, we believe.
Lando's, I think, fine at the moment.
So inside 15 laps, you have to say your thing, don't you?
You would suggest that Perez on 34-lap mediums might come in. Is that right?
Do you know, I know what it's going to be. We'll be on here for IndyCar just as they're coming to the green again, and something will go wrong.
also hasn't changed.
Perez changes over 2.6 seconds. Tsunoda changes 45 minutes.
Vettel's on 34-lap mediums as well.
We have 47 minutes until the start of Indy.
To finish 13 laps, we're going to be fine. This is literally a 1-minute 30 track.
Won't have the podium, though.
That's fine.
Unless you grab your laptop, I'll give you a handheld mic and you do it in front of him.
Guys, are you sure this is the right tyre?
So no position loss.
I think it's a good idea.
Alonso gets a 2.6 second stop there.
I think it's a mighty good idea. Put them on the soft tyres and go through. Leclerc has caught the safety car. He's going to be on old medium tyres. It's a win-win. This race will either go Sainz or Hamilton.
I can't understand why Perez hasn't pitted.
Yeah. Oh, no, Perez has. Verstappen has too. So both of the Red Bulls have stopped now. Yeah, both of the Red Bulls have stopped. Here's Verstappen coming in. Because look, soft for Perez, new tyres. So Sainz, Hamilton, Perez has pitted. Ricciardo and Tsunoda, and now Vettel, Verstappen, and Schumacher in. Schumacher pitting in, by the way, from P9. Both Hasses inside the top 10.
So Aston Martin, Vettel has he pitted?
Not sure.
And Stroll hasn't.
Vettel goes to mediums. I think he stopped. Yeah, Vettel stopped to mediums. He goes through. Alonso stays 6th.
I think it's just a case of when they can come in, isn't it?
Let's hear from Leclerc.
So Sainz and Hamilton behind with new soft.
That's going to be hard.
It is.
It really is. And it's a 1.1 second gap now. So Leclerc caught the safety car.
What have I always said about the last 15 laps? And what did I say earlier about a safety car in the last 15 laps that'll give us a sprint finish?
You did say that during the red flag period.
Whoa, me strikes again.
Hang on. It's Megan who calls the red flag because she said it earlier on.
Stop praising me. I'm going to praise you, Meg.
Megan causes the red flag earlier on by saying there better not be a red flag. This will be a short safety car, though, because they've got the car in. So we'll go green again this lap or so, although lap cars have to go through, so maybe we will finish this race on time. But this is going to be a fun restart to the British Grand Prix. Go on, Josh.
Safety car is lapping at a time of 2 minutes and 45.
We've got 45 minutes until the IndyCar race. How long? 24 minutes to do 12 laps. When the route comes in, plus that, plus a 15-minute.
And if you've ever wondered, any of you, if Bert Mylander, the driver of the safety car, has ever won a race, he won quite a few in DTM.
He did, yeah. He's a DTM winner, wasn't he? And a Formula 3 champion.
That's where his racing experience was.
Lando's lost a position to Fernando Alonso. Did I say Nonzo? Lando Norris has lost a position to Fernando Alonso. Two similar names. So Alonso's 5th, Norris 6th. And Alonso's on new tyres.
That's actually a funny name.
Yeah, but don't get us onto tongue twisters, please.
I know. So safety car is out then, officially for the first time in this race, but it was a... Well, actually, it was a... This is the first safety car of the race, because the restart didn't count, did it? So we went straight to red flag earlier.
Yeah.
And now it's straight to green, yeah. Verstappen up to 9th, Stroll's down to 10th. No, Stroll's pitting, that's why. Stroll's in the pit lane, so Schumacher goes to 10th. He's on course for his first ever points in Formula 1, is young Mick.
Has young Mick just changed his tyres?
Yes, he has.
Great.
Make it
and with Kevin in now, that's all of them.
Kevin hasn't done it yet. Kevin and Leclerc, the only two in the top 10 who hasn't stopped.
All the 14 that are running are actually on 2 to 3 lap old tyres, and most of them are on softs.
Lap cars may now overtake.
So next lap will go green. So that is Ricciardo and Tsunoda.
Yeah.
Ricciardo radio.
Lapped cars may overtake. Lapped cars may overtake.
Right, so this shall certainly liven up the race.
Oh, come on, let's get this over with. I know we don't wish away the British Grand Prix, but I didn't expect the red flag for an hour. And we're now...
Yeah, you're wishing you were going to wish it away now.
We're dangerously close to the IndyCar time.
And rain.
I knew this would happen. I so knew this would happen. We're so close to the IndyCar time, and we've got to do both. Gwenwyn says, I wanted a sprint race for F1 British Grand Prix this year. This is good enough. Sprint race is next weekend when we head to Austria with another changing weekend. Austria, and it's 2 starts, Megan. So technically you do 3 races in Austria.
Be a lot quicker than Charles.
I'm going to be a lot quicker than Charles.
Can I never escape Austria?
No, and you're doing both, aren't you? So that's
I feel like the Von Trapp family.
I rewatched our commentary of the F2 race yesterday, Megan. Megan, are you listening?
Safety car in this lap.
I'm not going to tell her now.
Safety car in this lap, and Lewis Hamilton could win the British Grand Prix.
Megan, do you know yesterday because we were thrown into that F2 race without knowing things, right?
Ted.
I think we're all here for, Crofty, motor racing between the 2 Ferraris. Well, Sainz is not going to have a better chance to win his first Grand Prix than this, surely.
Megan is impressed because the timing screens froze, and I clapped and pointed at them. I meant to get the attention of Megan and Dad, but then they suddenly started working again, so I went... as they come through anyway, well, let's go down to Ted because as they come through, safety cars in this lap as well. As they come in, let's go down to Ted.
2 Ferraris, a Mercedes. Don't discount out Sergio Perez from this either, because he's had his pit stop that he needed desperately, and he's on the soft tyre. Oh, and then you've got Alonso and Norris.
Yeah, they're on the soft tyres as well as they come in.
Me and Megan were just playing patty cake.
Megan,
failing.
Who's gonna win the British Grand Prix?
Hopefully Sainz.
I think Sainz, but I hope
He needs
Lewis.
his first
Josh,
win.
who's going to win the British Grand Prix?
Hamilton.
Yeah.
Alonso.
God, he's always out of touch, isn't he?
I've got a feeling.
I need an
Joshua
explanation.
Birch, you were always out of touch.
Don't give me hope, Joshua.
My explanation is Alonso has been lapping faster than the top 3 for the past 15 laps. Thanks, video.
To give 10 car lengths to Charles and some breathing space.
Please give 10 car lengths to Charles.
Guys, I'm under pressure from Hamilton. Please don't ask these things. Please, please. Let's say stop inventing. Stop inventing.
Stop inventing. So Sainz is told, saying, stop inventing reasons to give Leclerc in front. He's under pressure from Lewis Hamilton, and Hamilton's right there. Leclerc's going to bring them to the restart. He's going to bunch them up. The safety car is in for a 10-lap sprint. Let's hear from Sainz again.
Expected to drive for the team.
There's more to lose like that.
Copy that.
So it's going to be a clean race. Lewis Hamilton going for victory here at Silverstone. The 2 Ferraris stand in his way. Perez behind him. Green flag. Away we go for the 10-lap sprint. And look at Perez on the inside of Hamilton already. Down towards Abbey. Perez has found so much more speed. And Lewis is now feeling the pressure. Down towards turn 3. Perez looks to the outside line. Lewis defends hard. Maybe it will be the 2 Ferraris' way. As Perez round the outside of the loop. Can't get through. What about the comeback and entry? He's going for it, and Perez takes third as Ferrari are battling as Sainz marches his way through on Charles Leclerc. They've broken the team order. Ferrari are racing together. Leclerc round the outside, and Carlos Sainz takes the lead. They've broken ranks. The union flags are waving, to quote Murray Walker, and it's in support of Ferrari breaking their own team rules. And now Perez has passed Hamilton. What a restart at Silverstone. And look at Leclerc under pressure from Perez.
Carlos Sainz 1, Benotti 0.
And look at this, Leclerc with his damaged wing as well. Perez is going to be on him hand over fist.
He can't keep up.
Carlos Sainz on those tyres. Sainz fastest the 2
Fastest
sectors.
laps with Carlos.
Well, Leclerc's on the hard old tyres as well. Here comes Sergio Perez as well. He's so far down. He's a second a lap slower. But at the moment, here comes Sergio Perez.
So is Hamilton.
Perez trying to find a way through. He can't. And now Hamilton's coming in as well. No, Hamilton is down in 10th time as well. The softs aren't working. Carlos Sainz is on course for his first ever win in Formula 1.
Carlos Sainz does a 1:30.886.
You can't say the softs aren't working when Sainz is on softs.
So what's happened to Lewis? He's dropped so far back.
It takes a bit of time for them to warm up on the.
Look here.
Forget that. What happened to when Lewis goes deep, Perez cuts back, but Sainz got such a run on Charles Leclerc as well as Perez passed Hamilton down the Wellington Straight. And Sainz passed Leclerc on the inside, and they went toe-to-toe through Brooklands and into Luffield. What a British Grand Prix this is turning out to be. 9 laps to go, and it's all changing, and this Sainz has got a 2-second lead. I don't think Ferrari are going to be very happy with that. Sainz has broken the team order. Here comes Hamilton back on the inside of Perez, coming through Brooklands and into Luffield and Woodcote. Perez is still ahead. Perez goes towards the pit wall. Hamilton trying around the outside of Cobb's corner. It was nearly a repeat of 2021. Hamilton's going for third, and if it's third, it could be second. Lewis could still be on the podium here, but I'm happy for a Sainz win.
I am really hoping that Sainz managed to get it because he deserves it.
What this restart is just creating more and more controversy, and here comes Fernando Alonso to maybe take a podium away from it. He's lapping faster than everyone in front of him, bar the race leader Carlos Sainz, who's doing a 1:30 lap times as well. He's both done a 1:30.8. Alonso's closing in for a podium here as well. Perez and Leclerc have damage from the original start. Alonso and Hamilton don't, and Lando Norris is in it. It's a 6-way fight for third. 6-way fight for second.
I see clouds.
Clouds are coming in as well with 8 to go. This is great. What do you make of the start, Josh?
Quite incredible, really. And, Megan, who drives the number 1 in Formula 2?
No idea.
DRS enabled.
Here we go, down the Wellington Straight.
Perez is going to go for the DRS, trying to get through on the inside as well. Oh, closing up on the inside as well. Perez can't do it. Dennis Hauger. There you go. Well done, Megan.
Josh said that because.
Forget that! Hamilton's gone wide in Luffield, and that's given Leclerc the opportunity to make a mistake as well. Perez is being hounded as well as we head down towards Cobb's corner. The rain's coming in here at Silverstone with 8 to go. It's so close here. It's getting darker. It's getting cooler. The British Grand Prix in the summer is having a nightmare here at Silverstone. You don't know what to look at next.
You really don't. I keep looking at the timing screens trying to work out how far away everyone is, and it just keeps changing constantly.
Lewis has got time back. He's fast in the first section. Now Leclerc's massively slowing down as Perez dives through on the inside at Stowe. Leclerc's holding around the outside line. They go wheel to wheel down towards Vale. Perez will be on the outside line. Hamilton's there as well. Leclerc turns in, keeps the lead. Perez goes off the track, cuts back on. Hamilton cuts on the inside, and Hamilton takes the Perez. Hamilton takes the Perez of a club through the inside, and the British fans just listen to that noise. They are cheering. All 142,000 are loving this as Perez dives to the inside into Village. Hamilton gonna stay there. Hamilton's off the track, and now he's defending from Charles Leclerc, who sends him around the outside. They back wheels, and here comes Fernando Alonso. Hamilton stays ahead. Leclerc's giving him no room. He falls in behind. Perez to second, Leclerc to third, and here comes Fernando Alonso on the inside of Lewis Hamilton. I've got to stop. I'm losing my voice.
I'm just waiting for the crash.
And may I just say, there is now a 4.3 second gap.
And look at Lewis. He's been forced onto the gravel. Here comes Fernando Alonso. Right round the outside and Stowe. Can't do it. Into Cobb's corner. Hamilton defends the inside line. Alonso can't find a way through. Brilliant racing at Silverstone like I've never seen before.
Come on, Fernando, you can do this. Just go past him and then get him to go past 2 other people.
I have never seen this before.
So then all 3 of you
3 into 1 at Club Corner, and Hamilton came out on top. This Sainz blissfully unaware of what's happening behind him, and the battle for the podium is heating up, and here comes Lando Norris.
Norris has joined the fight.
Leaving the track and gaining an advantage, noted by the stewards, Perez and Leclerc. So that might give Hamilton back second position here. Talk us through it, Megan, while I have a break.
Right, a replay of... Okay, Lewis tries to go round. Well, he's looking for the opening between Perez and Leclerc, though he just managed to find it as they were both battling out and nearly off. They were off the racing line, but then he loses it later on because he was kind of pushed off the track, I think, by I think it was Perez.
Pushed. Leclerc got pushed off by Perez, and Hamilton just blitzed through on the inside line at Club Corner. But then down at Village, Perez sent it up the inside. That sent Lewis wide. Perez actually forced Lewis off the track. Leclerc got back through.
Which is really annoying, the fact that he just got it and then he lost it.
Open that door.
Little contact there between Lewis and Lewis and Charles.
It's so hot in this commentary box right now. I don't know if that's just me. It probably is me, isn't it? Or is it just generally hot? No, it's just me. And here we go again. Look, Lewis Hamilton is right on the back of Charles Leclerc as we go through Copse Corner, trying to find the position as well. Now down towards Maggotts and Beckett's we go. We've got 6 laps to go at the British Grand Prix. It's bold, it's beautiful, and it's brave as we love it as well. We might have to go off here for the podium, which we'll show you in the Grand Prix review, depending on how long it takes to get them.
So sure.
As well, we've got half an hour. I think we might be all right. Here comes Lewis Hamilton round the outside and Stowe round the outside trying to do what Mansell did on PK, and he did it himself with Heikki Kovalainen back in 2008. Can't do it. What about the outside of Vale? That's a nice opportunity for an overtake. He shows him a wheel, but Leclerc holds strong. 5 laps to go here at Silverstone as well. The pressure is building here at the British Grand Prix, and this is turning into a beautiful race. And you said it, Dad, you're just waiting for the crash. It's just waiting, isn't it? Like this close racing, it never ends well. Let's have a safe race. But Fernando Alonso could nick a 3rd place here as Hamilton locked up. He went too wide. Look at Alonso. Alonso got a great exit there as well. Lando said the fastest 3rd sector in all of this as well. And it's what is it? I can't tell, but here comes Lewis Hamilton down to Brooklands. He moves to the outside line as well. Leclerc's going to go a bit deep. Lewis gets the cutback for Luffield. He sends it round the outside line. Leclerc can do nothing. Hamilton's got the grip on the outside line and goes onto the podium. But here comes Charles Leclerc. Leclerc's looking to the inside. Hamilton shuts the door. Leclerc swaps sides to the right-hand side. He'll go round the outside of Copse Corner. They flat out. Did they touch? No. Charles Leclerc takes 3rd place with the same move Lewis Hamilton did to him a year ago for the lead.
It's going to be like this to the end.
This is amazing. What a race here at Silverstone. Trust the British Grand Prix to give us the action of the year.
They're not even battling for first anymore.
No, they're not. They're not. Here comes Lewis Hamilton down the hanger straight. Leclerc moves to the left. Hamilton swings to the right. And Lewis Hamilton is on the podium and shuts the door. He shuts the door with a move that the crowd recognise as a Mansell manoeuvre. And here comes Fernando Alonso now to have a go at Leclerc. Leclerc is dropping back massively. And this could put Hamilton clear for the 3rd place. And Alonso might take 4th.
Come on, please, please, please. Give us this.
I can't
Fernando
breathe.
being 4th.
I genuinely can't. I've got to comment on an IndyCar after this. I genuinely cannot breathe. I cannot believe this race. This is beautiful. This is the British Grand Prix.
Well, you have a drink.
It's fantastic, Megan.
Megan, come on.
Right, so it's a lap 49 of 52.
Josh has got news. Down to you, Josh.
Yeah, not due to all of the battling. Not nice. It's on the back of Alonso.
Oh, good spot. Forgot that. Lando's battling now for the position as well.
Here's a replay of the overtake between Leclerc and Hamilton. You can just see Hamilton tries to send it round the outside, though he can't make a little bit of contact there between the rear right and the front left.
This is on board with Lewis. How close was it to contact into Copse? Oh, that was so close to a year ago. Lewis is having flashbacks there of when he did that last year to the Ferrari.
So, is Perez and Leclerc under investigation for the leaving the track?
Forcing Perez under investigation for forcing another driver off the track. So has it been noted, Josh, or is it under investigation?
No.
Noted.
Noted. Damn, and that is a move. That's Max Verstappen being dropped by Mick Schumacher. Oh, go on, Mick. Go on, Mick, for 7th. Round the outside of Vale, shuts the door. Come on, Mick. Come on. Get Max. Let's see that manoeuvre. Mick Schumacher is such a racer. These two have raced each other before as well. Can we see another manoeuvre? This is what Mick can do. He's P8 at the moment. Can he take it away from Max Verstappen for P7?
Come on. This will mean if you get through on Max, then it'll probably mean more to me than the Sainz winning.
3 laps to go. You know, we might just do it. Might just do it. 3 laps to go here at Silverstone for the British Grand Prix of 2022.
I think he's a 10th away from him.
Absolutely fantastic. Here we go. Mick moves to the outside line of Brooklands. Max is defending the inside line. Mick takes the tight to inside line, shuts the door. Gap between Perez and Hamilton is at 2 seconds. Yeah, Perez has jumped him. Hamilton's jumped him. The battle now is for fourth between Leclerc and Alonso as well. Alonso's closing in, but here comes Mick Schumacher. Don't go for a move at Cops. We know how that ends, and you know how it ends. Go on, Josh.
By the side of Ocon.
Mick lapped 6 tenths quicker than Verstappen on the last lap.
Oh, it's all game on here, isn't it? Magnussen's had a lap time deleted as well. Those rain clouds aren't going to play a factor in the British Grand Prix then. That's good news. Carlos Sainz leads.
Have we heard any news from Ocon?
Nothing.
He's gone to hospital for a CC.
No, Albon, not Ocon.
Oh, it's Albon, yeah.
And here comes Mick Schumacher with the DRS. Max knows it's coming. No word yet on Alexander Albon. As far as I know, Josh will double check for us as well. I've chosen the wrong day to ward jeans as well.
You really have.
It's like that scene in Airplane. I chose the wrong day to quit smoking. Chose the wrong week to quit drinking. I quit the wrong week to stop sniffing glue. All that lot.
Ocon chose the wrong day to eat a granola bar.
He did, indeed, during the red flag period. I think I'm going to need some kitchen roll or a towel to wash myself off with before the IndyCar. Can't get these headsets on. They're full of sweat. If I take them off, they'll just probably be liquid.
Sainz is going to win, isn't he?
Sainz is going to, 2 to go.
He's 3.4 seconds.
And Ferrari, I don't know whether Ferrari will be happy for him or annoyed with him because he broke a team order.
A team order that never would have worked.
Yeah, because Leclerc was just having no pace, wasn't he? It was clear that Sainz had got him, so... Yeah, Carlos Sainz from pole position to check a flag. It's been his weekend. I can tell you what, there's no better driver.
Wasn't it his first pole as well?
First pole yesterday.
First pole, first win.
First pole, first win. He takes the 1-1, just like Lewis Hamilton did in Canada in 2007. But Carlos Sainz, forever been the bridesmaid. He was second in Italy in 2020. He was second in just a race earlier on this year, wasn't he?
Yeah.
I can't, where was he?
He was
it's
so
in Canada.
close.
Last race in Canada. Oh, well, 2 weeks later, he goes to the top. But there's still a lap to go here at Silverstone.
Alonso.
Alonso's going for it. No update on Alexander Albon. Can Mick get him? Mick's closing. He's going to show him the door at Stowe. Oh, he doesn't walk through it, though. Max was wide open. It's the final lap of the British Grand Prix at Silverstone. It has been an absolutely tremendous Grand Prix. It started off with a horrible start line crash involving 7 cars and Zhou Guanyu flipping into not only the tyre barrier but over the tyre barrier and into the catch fencing. He has been declared fit due to the safety of these cars and has remained in the circuit. Alexander Albon is also okay after a hit with a concrete wall. He's gone to hospital for a precautionary scan. We hope he is okay. The first signs is that he is okay. But right now, it's a battle for the last lap with Carlos Sainz leading. Here goes Mick Schumacher to the outside line, down towards Brooklands, wheel to wheel with Max Verstappen, and he's going to do it. Max has forced him off the track. Max forced him off the track. I don't believe it.
That's going to be investigated.
But he's not over yet. Come on, Mick. Show us your talent to come through here at Silverstone. But it's starting, I think, to spit. But it doesn't matter because for the first time since Australia, a Ferrari is going to win. But it's a different Scarlet Ferrari. It is that of Carlos Sainz, who has been with more teams on the grid than any other driver. He's been the bridesmaid 3 times before. Finally, it's his turn for his special day. He took his first pole yesterday, his first win today. Carlos Sainz wins the British Grand Prix. He becomes the second Brit. So he becomes the second Spaniard to take a victory. Sergio Perez is second, Lewis Hamilton is third as Max Verstappen battles with Mick Schumacher. Mick's gonna do him! Mick's gonna do him with the line! They touch, but Max Verstappen finishes 7th. But Mick Schumacher gets his first points in Formula 1 as the rain starts to come down at Silverstone. It's all over, and it's Carlos Sainz who is a smooth operator at the British Grand Prix. From lights out to checkered flag, he's won the British Grand Prix.
Vamos. Good job.
We did it. Yes, we did it. Yes. Vamos.
Bravo, Carlos.
Good crash.
Do you think that Bonotti was overruled by that gentleman there, who is the head of Ferrari?
Could have done. That is Carlos Sainz as well. That is the cousin of Carlos Sainz. We have a yellow flag out on the circuit, but we can't tell who for. Do you know, Josh?
Tsunoda. No.
Snowden's already on the race.
Do you think he got a phone call?
Yeah. Turn 16 in the incident involving Perez and Leclerc. No further action. And no further action between Perez and Hamilton. But Lewis Hamilton takes a podium at Silverstone. That'll do. He becomes, for the 9th time, he stands on the podium here at Silverstone, and that is the most of any driver at any circuit.
Mate, and fastest lap. Well done. Hell of a battle there, mate. Really impressive drive.
That was a tough one, guys.
Fastest lap point for Lewis as well.
Thanks so much for the hard work. Good points.
Yeah, copy Lewis. Yeah, well done, mate. Really great drive.
I think what Lewis is saying there.
What a race! I've gone.
It's Latifi.
Is it Latifi who stopped?
Look at people's speeds. He hasn't got a speed. No, it's not. Is it? Yeah, it's Latifi.
Oh, Latifi stopped on the track. That's a disappointment.
And Magnussen, double points.
Say again, Josh.
Magnussen gets a point.
Has double points. Schumacher in 8th, Magnussen in 10th.
Has do have double points. Apparently we've lost timing as well, so I apologise if YouTube is still working, which is good news. We got told if it wasn't, but I've lost the timings view. So as Ian Birch, you're going to step out. Are you stepping out of the box?
Again.
Yeah. And there's a replay, Megan. Nearly so close to contact between the two.
I think that it should be looked into by the stewards.
I think it will be. Max was aggressively defending there.
Yeah, way more than he should have been.
As he comes through, yeah. Science video.
5 there, last lap.
Do you want to
You
sit?
try your best. It was a mega race.
Yeah, he can have that. I don't care today. I don't care. I don't care.
And thank you very much for this race.
Thank you, Ricky, for all the effort you put in this year. Thank you and the team, of course. Everyone. My first race winning Formula 1 and with Ferrari is you cannot imagine how it feels. And in Silverstone.
What a place to have your first win, the home of Formula 1.
And each of the top 3 are different teams.
His 150th Grand Prix start in Formula 1 gives him his first pole position and his first ever victory. Not bad, is it? Not bad at all.
It's certainly something to remember.
We've sat down in the commentary box, which I'm sure you can accept is fair dues.
The top 3 are 3 different teams.
Are they?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh, yes, of course. Ferrari, Red Bull and Mercedes. Yeah. No, go on, Josh.
The turn 6 incident, Schumacher and Verstappen.
Has been noted by the steward. You are correct there as well. Carlos Sainz wins the British Grand Prix. I've had to sit down. It's starting to rain a little bit, isn't it? It's just got that little sprinkling out there as well. But I've had to sit down. Josh, what are your plans for the afternoon? Are you around for IndyCar? Or are you busy?
I'm around for IndyCar.
I'll have you on IndyCar then.
I'm thankful for that because I need to study.
Awesome. Honestly, the sweat that is dripping off me. This chair's probably, if I stand up, I'll leave a wet puddle already. I've only just sat down. I think I have to just sit down as well. So let's see the penalties come for those stewards. If not, no apologies, guys. I worship you guys. Just kidding. Thanks again. Thanks, Upright Fossil. Great race here today. And great race for everyone listening on USON as well, who's been around for 3.5 hours here. Another British Grand Prix that ends with a red flag and a good winner. That's the first time I think Lewis Hamilton's been beaten in a British Grand Prix for a number since Vettel did it in a Ferrari back in 2018.
When I found that funny because they both won at each other's home races.
Max technically won. Yeah, they did. Max technically won here in 2020, but that was in the 70th anniversary Grand Prix, so not the actual race. Let's take another look at it. This is Zhou Guanyu. Let's listen.
Up and about.
Zhou Guanyu up and talking. And that was Zhou Guanyu up and talking. He's perfectly fine. That is a miracle after today. That's 2 miracles we've had today in Silverstone, with 2 very scary accidents as well. First win for Sainz. Lewis Hamilton is on the podium as well in his home race as well. That is absolutely amazing. We knew he couldn't get the win. It looked like for a time he could, but I think 3rd place would be taken for everybody right now.
It's good enough.
It's definitely good enough. Right. Should we hear from the top three? Jenson Button, he's down there talking to some very happy gentlemen of racing drivers. Let's listen to JB.
After all the drama, let's do some talking. Jenson Button is down with the mic in hand to interview Carlos Sainz.
Carlos Sainz, you are a race winner in Formula One.
I don't know what to say. It's amazing. I mean, first race win, 150 races later with Ferrari in Silverstone. I cannot ask for more. It's a very special day, a day that I will never forget. A very special weekend in general, and yeah, thank you everyone for the support, for the cheers. Lewis was on it today, I heard. It was one of his days, but we managed to hold on, and I'm incredibly happy.
It seemed like one of those races that it threw everything at you. There were difficult times through it, but you stayed strong mentally, and you came through at the end.
Yeah, it was not easy. I struggled quite a bit with the balance, especially on the first stint with the medium tire. Max was forcing us to push a lot through the high speed. I opened the front left, but even with all that, I stayed believing that it could still happen. I needed to stay in the race like I was trying to, and then all of a sudden the safety car gave me the opportunity to get back on it, and yeah, we did it. You can imagine the nerves on that safety car restart, knowing it was my chance and getting it done, and then the win.
Well, you missed an epic race behind you. You were just out.
I heard, yeah, there was a lot going on, yeah.
Yeah, but congratulations. That was an epic win. Have you got a message for the crowd here?
Yes. Yeah, no, thank all of them, because, you know, Silverstone has been a bit of a special place for me. First ever race win here in Formula BMW back in 2010. First pole position here back in 2010, and suddenly 12 years later I achieved exactly the same, but in Formula One with Ferrari. So it's a special place for me, and I thank the whole crowd for being part of it and cheering me on.
Excellent, congratulations. Big round of applause for this man.
Thank you.
Now let's hear from Sergio Perez in second.
Wow, I did not see that coming. Congratulations, that was a great comeback after a very, very difficult first lap incident.
Yeah, it was a great comeback, you know. We didn't give up, and we kept pushing. Then the opportunity came there at the end, and we just stood for it. It was a great fight with Charles, first of all, then with Lewis. I felt like I had the position, and then Lewis was there. It was just an epic final laps, but it was a good fight within us.
So what happened on lap one? Turn 3, there was a bit of contact?
Yeah, it was basically I just got a squeeze there. I had no room to go. Charles was in the inside, Max was on the outside, so my front wing got damaged pretty badly, so I had to pit to change it. Went to the last place, and yeah, recover from there.
Well, you gave us some of the best racing we've seen, so it was an epic race, and congratulations.
Thank you, man.
And let's hear from Lewis Hamilton. Third again, eh? Listen to the crowd.
Lewis, I know it must be tough coming away with a P3. It looked like you had a real chance for another home victory, but you put on a hell of a show for us.
Well, first, I really have to give it up to this crowd, because we've had the biggest show up in history here in the UK, so thank you to everybody for the incredible support. We don't see this anywhere around the world. This is literally the greatest group that we get to see, so I'm so grateful for that. And I gave it everything today. I was trying to chase down those Ferraris, but congratulations to Carlos. They were just too quick today for us, and at the end I was in amongst that battle with Checo. Those guys were just too quick on the straights for me today, but I'm so grateful for the hard work all the team did to get an upgrade here. We've made a step closer to them, so we've got to keep pushing.
I think everyone here really thought you had a massive chance for the victory. Your pace when you were chasing down the Ferraris, but the weakness seemed to be when you had new tires on the car. It seemed like you struggled to turn them on a little bit.
No, I mean, we lost a little bit of time in the pit stop, and then I was like chasing, but the pace was great on both sets of tires, and at the end there it was just a little bit difficult when once you get a Red Bull behind you, they're so fast on the straight. So we've got some improvements to make, but this is a huge bonus for us to be on the podium. I'm glad everyone was safe from the big crash at the beginning of the day, but yeah, thank you to everybody, as I said, we're going to continue to push. Let's keep trying to be the best we can, and send you all positivity.
Well, thanks for putting on a great show for all of us here. Cheers, Lewis.
Right, so take you through all the people who actually made it through that race. So in first, winning his first ever race is Carlos Sainz. Big applause for him out there today. In second came Perez. In third in his home race was Hamilton. Fourth was Leclerc. No matter how much he battled, he just couldn't get there, suffering from that injury early on in the race. Well, that damage. Yeah, injury. I'm going to go with injury. Fifth came Alonso. Sixth was Norris. Seventh was Verstappen. Eighth was Schumacher, though he was almost seventh. Ninth was Vettel, and 10th is Magnussen, meaning both Hatties made it through to the points for the first time. 11th was Stroll. 12th Latifi. Ricciardo on today was 13th. And 14th was Tsunoda. Out of the race was Ocon, Gasly, Bottas, Russell, Zhou and Albon. And
let's hear from the top three in the cool-down room now. They're talking in there as well.
Wait, just to make sure, Ocon and Gasly were out, right?
¿Y a Max qué le pasó? Que tuvo problemas con el bodywork. Se le iba cayendo algo.
This is the start line crash. That's them talking, but all I can hear is Lewis. I hope they shout Carlos at some points as well today. I think they definitely deserve it.
They do.
There we go again.
Okay, Luis, last job.
Sí, hice un error en la 3. Eso fue increíble, verlo atrás.
76.8, thank you very much.
Just getting his measurements for his new Super at the end of the year.
Now we know his exact weight.
Post race there.
And with helmet.
So are you guys officially back?
No, you guys are so fast down the straight, man. Jeez.
Acceleration on you.
Your low speed is... Huh? Your low speed is really fast, like, yeah. You nearly passed me into 7. Yeah. Oh, man.
And there was the top three as they come onto the podium, Megan. Not a bad race coming up here today, is it?
It really wasn't a bad race, and all the fans make their way onto the track. You see, now is the time that protesters should have gone onto the track, when you're allowed to.
That happened back in Spa a couple of years ago as well. And I'm not even kidding, it did actually happen there as we come in as well. So we're just nearly getting time then to come over. I'm just setting up the IndyCar stream, which will be coming up very shortly. As soon as they've done the trophies, we are off air as well. Do you know, Miracle might just do this. Let's not jinx it, but so far looking okay to me. As onto the podium they come there, Megan, and it's you can't deny for Lewis Hamilton a big cheer around Silverstone, and I think it's very well deserved after that race today. Mercedes seem to be finding something, Megan, that they like at this track.
They do really like it. I can tell you that. Making his way onto the podium now is Sergio Perez for Red Bull.
The head of the Marshals Association, by the way, is going to be presenting the trophy to the drivers out there on the podium as well. But here comes Carlos Sainz then onto the podium here at Silverstone. For the first time, it will be the Spanish national anthem heard from him, and he's the second ever driver from Spain to win a race outside of Fernando Alonso. We have not heard the Spanish national anthem in Formula One since the 2013 Spanish Grand Prix. It's been a long time, Megan.
And it's good to hear it again, though sadly, since it's not a band, we have to talk over it.
Yeah, I know. Talk about annoyance, eh?
Though Carlos Sainz looks very relaxed and happy hearing his national anthem.
So would I. Honestly, so would I. I think that's it's a good news story for Formula One. It's the best news possible that we could have. After a scary crash, it's perfect. Carlos Sainz then with the Spanish national anthem. This is going to finish bang on time. We're going to have to run quickly. I've got no notes, but this is going to end bang on time.
I'll move this chair out the way for you.
I'm actually going to ask you to go and ask you to go to 4:07 in a few moments' time. As well as we hear now the Italian national anthem.
Which we again have to...
Not anymore.
We have to talk over.
Not this one.
Why not this one?
Because this one's by a band.
What do you mean?
We'll talk over it. It's not actually been told.
Yeah.
But the Italian national anthem now for Ferrari. I reckon there might be a few discussions behind the scenes because he broke team orders, but am I glad he did? Yes. Were Ferrari being selfish? Yes. Is this the day for Sainz to win? Yes. Am I glad he won? Yes.
Was Leclerc being a bit whiny? Yes.
Yes, he was.
He was acting like Max did a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
Which then, also, Perez won then.
Yes, he did, yeah. So the timing screens, by the way, are going to disappear now, one by one.
Should be, don't be whiny, otherwise your teammate wins.
Yeah, we're getting ready, and we're literally now switching over to that of IndyCar because we are so close to the start time. It's unbelievable. Like, really, really close.
I should get ready to go.
Yeah, as soon as the podium's done, we're going off air. Josh, thanks for your company. We will see you in a few seconds' time as Nadine Dorris, the Secretary of... Oh, boo! That's the one less person I don't want to see, Nadine Dorris. Thank you very much. A woman who probably thought there was 752,000 laps of the British Grand Prix today, not 52 as well. So goodbye, Miss Dorris. Don't like you very much, I'm afraid. Coming through, though, as well, the Constructors' Trophy, Luca Rossi as well, the Lenovo group who has sponsored this race, and the Lenovo computers as well appear in the comments box.
Do you need my laptop? That reminds me.
No, I do not, because I think we'll be just okay. Just okay on the time of it as well. And now, for the first ever time, Nadine Lewis, who is the chair of the Motorsports Marshals Club, presents second place to Sergio Perez as well. A magnificent effort there as well. And further base as well. Third place for Lewis Hamilton. The dads were in arms. Checo's dad, Lewis's dad, and Carlos's dad linking arms together down there in Parc Fermé. Lewis Hamilton takes third for a very popular home race win. And now, as ever, at Silverstone, it's champagne! Oh, hang on, sorry.
Oh, we've got the winner.
Mohammed Ben Sulayem, the Golden Reptile Trophy. The gold trophy of Silverstone is presented to Carlos Sainz for winning the race, the big Silverstone trophy. And now, at Silverstone, it's champagne time!
Right in his ear.
What a race here at Silverstone. My thanks to Megan Birch, my thanks to Ian Birch, my thanks to all of you at home. We're going to go straight to IndyCar. Thanks for your company. Join us for the Grand Prix review. That's at 8:30 British Summer Time as we'll go through all the action. Congratulations to Carlos Sainz. He's won the dramatic British Grand Prix. Thanks for your company. We'll see you in a week's time in Austria.